update this morning, this time at the wholesale level. The government reports that producer prices surged last month, rising 0.9% from June, up 3.3% from a year ago.
Today's July numbers from the Labor Department compare with the June report, which showed no change from May, reflecting price stability up to that point, coming after only a slight rise of 0.3% from April. Again, by comparison, year over year, economists had expected a 2.4% increase in July, in line with June's mark of 2.3%, which had been the smallest increase since a year ago September. The PPI numbers come in the wake of Tuesday's inflation report, which held steady at 2.7%. George Williams, Washington.
Prepping for tomorrow's Alaska summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin, President Trump asked whether Russia will face any consequences if it doesn't quickly agree to quit the war in Ukraine.
Yes, they will. Yeah.
What will there consequences?
There will be consequences.
Sanctions, tariffs?
There will be. I don't have to say. There will be very severe consequences.
If tomorrow's initial meeting does go well, Mr. Trump is hoping for a second one, and that relatively soon. Several sheriff's deputies shot at while executing warrants in Southern Virginia were shaken up, but they're said to be doing just fine.
Pennsylvania County Sheriff Michael Taylor said the warrants were for brandishing a firearm and trespassing. The deputies were also serving a protective order. Sheriff Taylor told reporters there was an hours-long standoff, but it ended peacefully and with the suspected shooter in custody.
Correspondent Bernie Bennett says apparently those deputies were hit by shrapnel, not actual gunfire. It was first day of class for youngsters in Leander, Texas, near Austin. Their school bus rolled over on a rural road. Multiple students were hurt, one said to suffer life-threatening injuries. On Wall Street, the Dow futures down more than 150 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you're living with pain, see how Relief Factor can help.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. I looked at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com and get your 3-week quick start today. Only $19.95.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Ahead of tomorrow's Trump-Putin summit, British Prime Minister Starmer has been meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky in London. The BBC's Nick Adams reports from number 10 Downing Street.
There's a hope that the message that they were trying to convey, that a deal can't just be imposed on Ukraine, was heard by President Trump and that he agrees. I think there will be some optimism about some of the comments that President Trump made last night when he said that, oh yes, he's having talks with President Putin tomorrow, but then he wants to organise another summit with President Zelensky involved this time. That gives a sense, perhaps, that any deal wouldn't just be seen as a fait accompli for Ukraine and that it could be involved in the negotiations.
Ratcheting up tension in the disputed South China Sea, a Philippine Coast Guard official says one of the agency's planes on routine surveillance earlier today encountered a Chinese fighter jet that got a bit too close for comfort. Townhall.com. Texas Governor Greg Abbott ridiculing Democrats for fleeing the state to block a vote that would create 5 new congressional districts.
Governor Abbott used an appearance on the Salem radio network to mock the Democrats for fleeing the Lone Star State. Something out of character, he says, with the values that helped found the state with battles like the Alamo.
What the Alamo was all about was Texans staying and fighting despite the odds that they were going to lose their life. And we've been having that fighting spirit ever since then, except for the Democrats.
Abbott says he'll call one special session after the other if that's what it takes to allow for a vote. Bob Agner reporting.
They are breathing one big sigh of relief in Juneau, Alaska. Officials in the state's capital city credit new sandbag-style barriers along the Mendenhall River with preventing the kind of devastating flooding that Juneau has seen in recent years. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, 1 day away. Well, 1 and 7/8 days away.
One more wake up.
Yeah. Oh, if you're not already woke up. If you're not, wake up. What are you doing? Sun's up.
Sun's up. Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day thus far.
Indeed.
For those, or if you're ending your day, good night.
Yeah, for all you shift workers out there pulling the 11 to 7.
I worked that shift for 4 years. I know it. I know it well.
Oh, it is a big old pile of shift work.
Yeah, I'd be getting off here at 8 in the morning, and I go grab dinner at the chow hall. Then I go home and watch Jerry Springer.
See, that is kind of the cool thing, guys. You're watching everybody else's misery as your, oh yeah, I just get to go home and relax now. There is kind of that little benefit to it that you don't really get to experience outside of 9 to 5 in it.
It is there, but conversely, it's the opposite the other way around.
Sure.
Like everyone's getting off and, ready to enjoy their evening. And here I am like, all right, let me put the uniform on. Let me go get ready for work.
I can have fun, but not too much fun.
And it's the best one was Fridays because I would get off at 8 a.m. Friday and everyone's get up going to work and my weekend's starting. And I'm like,
nice.
Yeah. The part that stunk about it is I had to be at work at midnight Sunday.
Right, right. So it's short.
Sunday night, everyone's watching football. I was like, I got to go get a nap.
It shifts your weekend, essentially.
Yeah, everyone's watching the big Sunday night game. I'm like, I got to sleep because I got to be at work in 6 hours or
I am
whatever.
Curious, though, what is a weekend when you're like, when you're an active soldier on base? I mean, you're still having to, maintain decorum. You're still, you have to do, PT in the morning?
No. Well, when you're in basic and in...
Sure.
Those, yes. But once you're at your duty station, you're just doing your job. It's like I'd say it's a 9 to 5 job, but not necessarily 9 to 5. You could work swings, which is like a 3 to midnight, or you could work what I work midnight to 8, or you could work the 8 to 5 kind of job.
Right.
But it's whatever it is, or you work at the hospital, or if you work, me on the flight line or whatever it is. But your weekend's your weekend, unless there's like a special. Now, don't get me wrong, they can call you up to do something like, hey, we got to report. But generally speaking, as long as you have to stay in the area, like you can't go anywhere you want unless you're on leave.
Okay.
Because here's the deal. When you're on leave, like when you're on vacation, you have to have orders on you saying you're on vacation.
Gotcha.
So in essence, if, say, I'm on vacation, and something happens, I have to have those orders on me saying, oh, he's the United States military. He's on orders right now on vacation. But if you don't have that, then it's not authorized. Like you can't, all right, it's this weekend. I'm going to go drive to, I don't know, Utah. You can't do that without getting orders.
Without making, having the arrangements made. But it's a weekend on base, is there like a dress code, or are you just like shorts and a t-shirt?
Wear whatever you want, whatever you're allowed to wear in public.
There you go.
Without getting arrested.
And that's mostly what I was curious. Like, it just seems odd if you have to like salute a commanding officer while wearing a Beavis and Butthead t-shirt or something.
You only salute in uniform.
Okay.
And so if they're in uniform and you're in uniform, we're saluting.
Unless you're John Cena.
Yes. Correct.
Just saying.
But yeah, typically a couple things that civilians would find interesting that's different is if you're on base every day at 5:00, they play the national anthem and retire the flag.
Right.
And wherever you are on base, if you're outdoors, you have to stop and salute in the direction of the nearest flag. Even if you're not in uniform, you still have to stop. If you're in your cars, you have to stop.
Oh, wow.
Everything stops on the base. The only people that don't have to stop is if you're in a building.
Taking down a flag also.
Or taking down flags, but or in a building. And so one of the funny things you will always notice on a military installation is around 4:50 every day, everyone's got a real sudden sense of urgency to get wherever they get to.
Look, man, I got to get behind a door. I got 10 minutes, and I mean 10 minutes flat. I'm just trying to save this arm, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm cramping here. I'm cramping here. The range of motion thing.
Yeah, it's a funny little orchestra to watch each and every day.
I just imagine like a ping pong game happening. It's just like 4:59, drop your things and salute.
You're
and
playing
the ball just ding 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 ding.
Ping pong out in the park. Yeah, then you're gonna have to do that.
The pickleball tournament was put on hold for 2 minutes and 14 seconds today.
Imagine if you're peeing.
Right. Well, now in fairness, if you're peeing and not behind closed doors, there's a problem.
Well, maybe you're out at the gun range or something, and there's not.
I was in the one on base deer blind.
But yeah,
I just picture every base like the set of Hot Shots, it wasn't Hot Shots. How they have the little corner area over here with like the deer blind.
Right.
Over here is the ship area.
Right. The only exception to that rule, and it doesn't happen often, is when it's mission critical things going on. So say you're on the flight line humping, and that plays at 5, you keep humping. That's the exception to the rule.
That makes sense.
But that's only during mission critical things that are
when you're like
legit going on.
When time is of the essence.
Yeah. Exactly.
When seconds matter.
But it's actually, and you will learn there's just a lot of things in the military that are like that. That civilians like, why do they do that?
Right.
And it's you hang out on a base, you just kind of figure it out.
I always thought it was kind of odd the songs that they would sing when they run. Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls.
Yes, that's exactly what we do.
Oh, I know. I've seen the footage. Then the maypole dance.
That's right. We do it all.
Very flexible soldiers, really.
Yes, very, very.
A lot of ballet-esque dance moves they're pulling off out there in the field.
Well, I was in the Air Force, so the really only time I marched was basic. I mean, yes, I got in formation a few times, but we weren't like full up marching and all drill. And
stuff. It's kind of funny if you go back and watch the military parade that we had, you can kind of tell.
Yes.
Because there was some very out of sync marching happening out there.
Well,
there were some dudes that were just walking.
Yes.
I mean, they maintained line and order, but
sure.
But boy, they were not in sync.
We leave the walking to the Army and the Marines. All right, we ain't got to be time to be walking
We're
around.
Fly there,
Yeah,
all right.
We ain't got time to be walking around.
We're too busy packing little packs of peanuts.
That's right.
Getting our flight attendants' vests all crisp. We're flying there, flying the friendly skies.
But yeah, I didn't do a lot of once basic training ended in tech school ended. I didn't do a lot of drill.
Yeah.
I think the only time you did drill is if you got in trouble.
Yeah.
And then they'd send you to like a reformation camp for a week or for a month or so.
They sent us to Alligator Alcatraz to get our nonsense together.
Basically, it was, and each base is different on it, but they had like if you kept getting in trouble, getting just doing doing stuff.
It's just
not enough to kick you out,
right?
But not enough to.
But I think it's just coming up as I did at the tail end of the Cold War.
Yeah.
Hearing things like re-education camp, it doesn't set well on the ear, you know.
Well, military is a big re-education camp. It's one big giant one. But yeah, we if you did that, and then so basically it was kind of like a basic training experience for a month where you didn't. Like they'd make you report at dark 30, and then they march you around and get up in your uniform and talk about Air Force values, blah 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 blah, and then basically send you home at the end of the day, and then you had to turn around and do it all again. And they did for like a month of basic, and I think they inspected your rooms and stuff because I had a couple friends that they had to inspect the rooms and things. So yeah.
By the way, speaking of, shout out to all the Youth Challenge cadets who are out there at 6 o'clock in the freaking morning every morning, and I can hear them when I'm dropping the kids off at Mom's house. You guys are out there doing in their formations, marching around, singing, doing their thing.
I'd rather do it 6 a.m. here than noon.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
Noon. I'm wanting some AC. So, are our guests here?
Yes.
Excellent. Both of them?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know one is.
All right.
And my children are out there too. So
cool.
You hear voices. That's what that is.
I hear voices, but I'm never sure if they're real or not.
Yeah, that happens a lot. When you wear headphones for a living, you're never sure what's real or what's Memorex.
Yeah, it just kind of, I do want to, some point during the show, I do want to talk about a little something I saw on the social medias this morning.
Okay.
I guess there was some video footage of the Bengals quarterback Joe Bengal refusing to sign an autograph for a kid. And it's going viral.
Hold on. Is the quarterback for the Bengals named Joe Bengal?
Joe Burrow.
Because you said Joe Bengal.
Oh, I meant Joe Burrow.
And that made me so happy.
No, it's Joe Burrow. Sorry.
You made my day and then crushed my dreams all within 20 seconds. Congratulations, sir.
The Cincinnati Burrows, Joe Bengal. But yes.
I mean, you always just kind of hope that you can get like a Tom Packer to be the quarterback for the Packers, you know? Yeah. It would be a nice alignment.
Well, there's a dude for the Buffalo Bills. There's a dude for the Buffalo Bills. His name's not this, but because he's from Buffalo and he's literally a walk-on player, they call him Buffalo Joe.
Nice. I like it.
From Buffalo.
From Buffalo.
His name's Joe. Last name's not Joe.
No.
Or Buffalo.
Not Joe or Buffalo.
But let me give you the rundown. We got a full slate for you for today's show. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico join us. And also with her will be Mark Green from Harvest Ministries. We're talking about the Beacons of Hope Heritage Dinner that's coming up. Matter of fact, we do have an extension on a couple days here before you can still order your meals. But anyway, we will talk a little bit about that as we talk a little bit more about the folks that are being honored at this year's Heritage Dinner. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have the folks from Christchurch join us. I believe it'll be Lonnie Owens, maybe a few others as well. They've got their Bible classes coming up. They're going to be talking about Psalms this semester, I guess would be the term. But they're going to join us and invite folks out to their next series of Bible study classes here. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have Carlos join us on the phone from the Old Crow Gun Show, which is going to be happening at the fairgrounds this weekend. They've got a huge big gun show with all guns and gun-related items for sale. So Carlos is going to tell us all about that here in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your newses of the local, national, variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be right around the 100-degree mark by afternoon and lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear, lows near 70, and then we get sunny skies and hot temperatures again on Friday. Looks like upper 90s for the entire area. We'll start to see some moist air getting in on Saturday and Sunday, so we could get a few afternoon showers or thunderstorms, mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 72 degrees here in Roswell. Winds currently out of the south at 10 miles per hour. For today, we are looking at sunny skies. Expect highs right at the century mark. Yeah, it's going to be a warm one today with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, another warm one, sunny, 97 for a high. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, tomorrow night, there is a 20% chance at rain showers. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 73. Looking at south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then we are looking at rain chances pretty much every day after that. I'm looking at here Saturday, 30% chance at afternoon showers. Sunny, a little cooler, 93 on Saturday. 20% chance of rain Saturday night. Sunday, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain, partly cloudy. Once again, a high right around 93. 30% chance of rain Sunday night. And then through midweek next week, there's rain chances. A 40% chance for rain Monday afternoon, otherwise sunny and 93. A 30% chance of rain on Tuesday, mostly sunny, 93. And Wednesday, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, sunny and 93 as well. So not too bad looking. I like the rain chances, low 90s. I like those too. So not too shabby. All right, it is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then we will talk with Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society, Mark Green with Harvest Ministries as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey, CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
Do you know what the hardest part of dealing with the roofer is? Just trying to get them on the phone. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that you can always trust Trustmark Roofing to answer our phone. Need a free roof inspection? Just call us at 575-755-ROOF, and we'll answer with a live person, a real human being. Have a roofing project already going with us and need to discuss it? Just call 575-755-ROOF, and we will answer the phone. No answering machine, no voicemails, and no weird robot automated attendant. That's because at Trustmark Roofing, we're all about relationships and treating people right. That's true for customers and vendors and insurance companies and employees. Anyone and everyone who comes in contact with our company. So if you have any roofing needs at all, trust Trustmark to treat you right and to answer the phone. Our number again is 575-755-ROOF, or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
Love, when true and deeply felt, has a way of overflowing, spilling beyond the bounds of mere expression into action, sacrifice, and presence. It cannot be confined to words or gestures alone. It radiates outward, touching every aspect of life. Love overflows in the way someone listens attentively, in small, unnoticed acts of kindness, in the patience offered during moments of frustration, and in the unwavering support through seasons of struggle. It multiplies rather than diminishes, creating a ripple effect that inspires others to give and receive more freely. This abundance of love is not limited to romantic relationships. It can be seen in friendships, family bonds, and even in acts of compassion toward strangers. When love overflows, it softens hearts, bridges distances, and brings light into even the darkest spaces. It is generous, unselfish, and often unspoken, In its truest form, love overflows not because it has to, but because it simply cannot be contained.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
Multitasking. Good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Harvest Ministries, Mark Green is back with us. Good morning. And also from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh is back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, I'm used to seeing at 7 o'clock. You not so much. You're more of a little later. I mean, she's done it, but generally she's an after 8 type of lady.
I did have a little help this morning. We had a crop duster flying over our house before sunup.
So you got a double alarm.
Yeah, I did.
Very good. Well, for folks not familiar, coming up here in we're a week away now or so, right? Yeah, it's not even. Is our annual Heritage Dinner event. And this year, as we do each and every time, we honor some, either a person or organization that's very special to Southeast New Mexico. And this one, it's a combo. It's Beacons of Hope. We're honoring some nonprofit organizations that have been stalwarts in helping the community in various ways, shapes, and forms. And one of them that we're honoring is Harvest Ministries, which you and I have talked just about literally the grassroots where it started out of a trunk of a car, on Main Street out here, to what it is today in this big operation and really one of the food distributors for Southeast New Mexico for helping folks with food issues and things like that. So pretty crazy. But we are honoring some pretty great organizations here besides Harvest Ministries, too. Also being honored here is Community Kitchen, which we had some of their folks on a week or two ago here. Assurance Home as well, which the great work they do with working with youth. And then, of course, one which we haven't had on the radio, but we actually do have a little bit we're going to talk about here. The Port Clare Monastery of Our Lady of Guadalupe. That one's a mouthful. I always I'm going to botch this. I keep wanting to, never mind. But I keep wanting to add something to that. But anyway, and of course, what they've done. And I don't know. Every time I think of them, I'm thinking, they got a prayer hotline. That's the first thing that pops to my head every time. It's like, oh, they got the prayer hotline. And that's so cool. But yes, but that I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of when I think of the monastery. My first thought is that's your prayer hotline right there. You rough day, prayer hotline. But we do want to and before we kind of talk about some of these organizations, we do want to talk about the dinner here because we did get thanks to the folks at Peppers.
Yes.
We did get a slight stay of execution, I guess you say, for the deadline.
I was talking with Adam, and huge shout out to Peppers. They're a member of the society. They're dedicated to help support us, and they've been here from the beginning. Even this unique drive-through started and birthed from during COVID, and Peppers was there for us, But we want to say shout out and thank you to them. We've got great numbers. We're thrilled and very excited about the event, but they've extended it through this coming Monday at 12 o'clock. So we respect that is literally a week before the event.
I'm pretty sure this is it, folks. Like, if you're procrastinating, you win. You win. You got the procrastinating award. That ain't going to happen after
Adam's
this.
a little bit sweeter than I am. I'm like, a deadline's a deadline. He's like, oh, come on. We can all celebrate together. So thanks to them. But Monday, 12 o'clock, if you're listening and have not purchased or paid it forward. So let me just give you, we have had amazing donors pay it forward to all of these organizations. That gives you an example. And we've have amazing donors that have paid it forward to some of our volunteers. So if it's not your thing, if But I guarantee
You're on
we
a
can pay
diet,
it forward.
I get it.
Well, that's for sure, and we
Yeah.
do have that. But pay it forward and let's celebrate some of these amazing organizations.
Yeah.
All you have to do is call us at 622-8333. We'll make it happen.
Well, and I know, like your organization has a great batch of volunteers, Community
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen, all these organizations do. And if we can bless as many of them with meals that night, that would be a
I
nice
assure
thing.
you, if we get a call to say, provide some pay it forwards to the Amazing Harvest Ministries, Pastor Mark can make that happen.
Yes.
We'll keep blessing.
And by the way, you can purchase a box, which is a dinner for two, and that's $125. Or you can get for a dinner bundle, which will serve 10 people. That's $600. And that is basically you'll get 5 boxes. And that includes delivery of said boxes to anywhere within deliverable areas. If you're like, I got a kid in Kentucky, send him one that way. No, but, but if you got, and think about it in this term, you could basically send your dinner bundle in 5 different directions.
For sure.
We can't break the boxes, but we can break the bundle, if that makes sense. So we say, hey, I send a box over to this person and 2 boxes to this person. Whatever, we can do all of that. That includes, and plus you get with that you get a special swag bag that includes.
They're amazing too, Mike. We're filling them up.
Amy,
they're cool. They're
Amy's
really neat.
every
They're really
single
neat.
event Amy does, there's a swag bag, and they're always
it's
good.
really
At I mean, you could literally we're gonna have a teeth pulling party, but you get a swag bag.
Root canals. No.
So you're gonna get a swag bag.
They're really coming together.
But and of course for rest of us that night on the 20 whatever
20. It's the 26th.
I almost said 28th because I was looking at the RSVP date. And on the 26th there, that you'll come just like our previous events, where you'll drive in, you'll come up, you'll present your name, we'll give you your tickets, you'll go through. Usually you'll get a chance to buy some bread or some salsa.
Some bread.
And I defy you to not want it to go through. We tempt you on purpose, but
That's funny. That's funny.
but and so we do, and then from there you'll ride on over to Pepper's. It's a very well-oiled machine, and you'll go through the little line there, and literally you don't even have to get out the car. You give them the ticket that we just gave you. They trade it out for a bag of food, and then you go home and enjoy it.
Just to clarify, it's on the 5th Street entrance if you
Yes.
haven't partaken. But you have to go to the museum first. But once you go to Pepper's, it's not the main entrance. It's the 5th. It's off the 5th where the City of Roswell entrance is.
It actually
What we
works
call
out
the
from
open.
where you are at the historical side. You can just pull
you'll
out,
see
hang
a
a Louis,
tent.
and then turn right on
You'll see a
5th, and
tent
it's
and a
right
sign.
there. So yeah, it's right there. Can't miss it. But talking about the organizations that we're honoring this year, and yes, this is all the fundraising and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, we're also using this as a tool to help these other organizations out. I know if you go to our website, the RoswellNMHistory.org, you'll find kind of a wish lists or needs lists for all of the organizations, including Harvest Ministries here. But I know one thing you and I were talking about at the beginning of the summer was you're kind of in that boat where you need more volunteers.
We really are, Mike. Yeah. And first of all, thanks to Amy and the Historical Society and our community. We have an awesome community. We really do. We couldn't do what we do without the involvement of the people and food drives and that sort of thing. But we need volunteers. So normally we have between 40 and 50 volunteers that, come in and out. Some work every day, 5 days a week. Some of them have volunteered for 10, 15 years, 5 days a week.
They could retire because they've been doing it for 20 years.
telling you, they have great retirement in heaven, let me tell you, because we don't pay them.
I'm about to say the benefits package is it's all in here.
The benefits package is out of this world. How about that?
That's right.
Okay. So, but we have others who just come 1 day a week, and 3 hours during our distribution, and so we really, right now, we're down to about 35 volunteers, and that still sounds like a lot.
But the amount of food you guys move,
right?
That number could probably be twice that number, easy.
We could easily use another 20 volunteers. But if we have just another 10 volunteers, even if somebody comes once a day, 1 day a week, for the 3 hours of distribution, that fills a void. Because right now we have 2 or 3 slots. just different things. People have gotten older. Some people have, I've got a couple of people out, one with a knee problem, one with an ankle problem. We've had other people just move on. And so we're at a point right now where we really, for the first time in the 13 years I've been there, we really need volunteers. I've always bragged, our volunteers
been blessed,
and they still are the best.
Sure.
We've got wonderful.
Well,
volunteers.
the problem is volunteers get older, just like what I mean.
They do.
And backs and things. And let's face it, you start getting in your 60s and 70s. You're like, I can't sling these boxes anymore.
Well, try 90s
or 90s. Yeah,
two of our volunteers are in their 90s.
Yeah, the 90 guys are laughing. Cool. You young whippersnapper, sling that box. I'm 67, so
you're exactly right. If you're in your 50s and 60s, you're the whippersnappers at Harvest, because a lot of our people are in their 70s, 80s.
I got to remember that, because there's days I don't feel like it.
That's true.
I get perspective.
But we do have some younger people, fortunately, who help do the heavy lifting. But yeah, we really, if you could even, if you're free to volunteer Monday through Friday,
it'd be great.
An hour, 2, 3, on one day a week even. If we had 5 or 10 volunteers who would do that, those vacancies would be filled. So right now we're doing double duty, and sometimes, like yesterday, we couldn't do showers for the homeless because we had no one to work the front desk.
Gotcha. And so the services are being limited.
Services, every once in a while, not often, but we have had to do that a few times. There have been a few days we had to tell them, sorry, we can't do laundry today. We don't have anyone to work back there. So it does affect services when we're just 1 or 2 people short.
Gotcha. So really, it's
somebody who
we're
could fill
critical
in,
need right now.
Yeah, somebody could just fill in one day. You have just met the need for that week.
And I would offer this too: is yes, it'd be a blessing, and you're really helping some great people in our community. But at the same time, you're going to find it's going to feed your own soul a little bit. Doing the work and doing the good stuff. At the end of the day, you'll be tired, but you'll feel fulfilled. I don't know if I can if there's a way to explain it any better, and you just know it when you feel it.
And I think people know that. That's why we have volunteers who've been there as long as they have. Some have been there longer than me, over 20 years. And so next year we're coming up on our 25th anniversary.
Yay.
So almost 25 years here in Roswell. Out of the back of Pastor Ruby's pickup.
About to say, from there to this empire today, enterprise.
To really. Almost 1 million pounds last year. What were we? About 2,000 pounds short of 1 million. Wow. And I'm thinking, couldn't we have run one more truck?
Right?
Really? Just one more truck? And we had pushed over 1 million, but...
No, not that light food. Give me those cans of lard. Load that, is that a ham? Yeah, pop that bad boy on
Anything to get us over 1 million. No, we were just a couple of thousand short of that last year.
No, that bread's too light. Give me the steak.
That's funny.
But, that it is impressive. And it's the double-edged sword, because it's impressive that much food's getting to people who need it. It's also, when you think about it in terms, it's like we have that big of an issue where 1 million pounds is still not enough to feed those that need it.
When you go to the grocery store right now, my wife and I, it's very repetitive that we say the same thing every single time we come out. How much did that cost?
Right.
So you come out and it's $150, and you've got a basket that, it seems like a few years ago you could have gotten the same basket for $60.
Exactly.
It seems that way. Maybe it's not that extreme, but it is so expensive to buy food right now.
I remember, and I'm not trying to be old man, I remember Coke was a nickel, but I remember when my wife and I
do remember when Coke was
but I get mad when I say that, but when my wife and I were first, a younger couple, and you're broke, and we'd spend $100 or $150 on groceries, and that'd be good for 2 of us, probably a month or 3 weeks at least. Now you can't.
That's a week's worth.
If even,
Hopefully.
And sometimes we come out and think, well, did we didn't even hardly get anything for the rest of the week.
And then you can get into the whole nutritional thing, and it's the food you can afford is hot garbage. It's things that don't have the nutritional contents that the Whole Foods and the fresh produce and fresh things provide.
So fortunately, we have great donors. We have great retailers. Shout out to Walmart, Sam's, Target, Albertsons, Mrs. Baird, Bimbo. Those retailers are really, they're the lifeblood. They are the constant, the everyday pickups.
Those are the doing the heavy lifting.
That's right. Then, of course, during the fall and winter months, and spring, our school drive, food drives from the schools.
We're starting to fire those back up here now.
They keep us going with the boxes and the cans and all of that because we don't get a lot of that from the stores. We get produce and meat and frozen and perishables, but we don't get that many non-perishables.
And that's where the public comes in.
That's
and
where
schools.
the public comes in, the schools,
Yeah, people don't realize this is kind of what we talk about it usually in the beginning of the summer. Is that's kind of the dry season for Harvest Ministries and places like it across because schools are one of the major resources for donations. It's no different in blood donations as well too. They have the same issue. One of the biggest donators of blood are high schools, and so those dry seasons do. So that's why we tend to see. Try to do some, that's why the letter carriers, the Postal Service does their deal at the beginning of the summer to try to help kind of catch some of that drop off there. So
I got speaking at Vacation Bible School earlier this summer, and so my theme was the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Fed 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And I said, but really, it is kids that supply our food. Of course, it's the adults supplying the kids with the food. But it is the kids, the schools that supply us all through the...
kids of that gel putting it together.
They are. They keep the canned and boxed goods coming all year long.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Which kind of gets back to the volunteer thing. I'd love to see families do it. Bring your young and teach that value of service together. If you're alone, if you live alone and things, man, if you're looking to beef your social circle up, volunteering is another great way to do it. I'm pretty sure those volunteers that have been there together some 10, 15 years, I'm sure they hang out socially too. They go to dinners together.
Family. We really are.
Probably do. Maybe go on. Who knows? They probably a couple of vacation together. You don't know. I mean, it gets. That's what you're creating your own little family circle.
Kind of. We do have families that volunteer during the summer, and then we have some homeschool kids, families volunteer during the school year.
That's great.
Wonderful.
So
we do,
please reach out onto that and volunteer and continue to donate too. As and I always want to ask, is there a direct drop-off? Like if someone can just drop off a cans, because I always hear about through other people, can you literally walk up there and say, here's a can of food?
Yeah.
I kind of figured you could. I just
happens
never.
all the time.
I never thought to ask.
Getting ready to leave yesterday, a guy drove up in a black pickup and said, hey, I've got some stuff to drop off. So,
okay.
Sure.
I kind of assumed, but I just never thought to ask. It's like, can you directly just drop it off there? It's always through other entities.
When I
talk
stop
about
by, they literally are backing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
So please bring food, bring.
And as we're coming into the fall months, so we're going to start having our coat drive as well. We will. So if you can imagine, if you're homeless, you don't carry your coat through the summer. Although there are a couple that I don't know how they do it, but they wear a hoodie all in 105 degree, and they're walking down the street in a hoodie. I don't know how they do it.
Of course, I've also seen some where they have the shopping carts, and I'm like, I think they own more things than I do. Because there's literally stacked this house. There's bound to be a coat in there somewhere.
Yeah. Sorry for the grocery stores that lose their grocery carts that way, unfortunately.
Literally, I'm like, I don't own that much stuff.
but most of them don't keep their coats through the summer.
Gotcha.
Right.
And then you have other people, families, kids, don't have coats for the kids, and they'll give us a call, or they'll come by and say, hey, do you have any coats for my kids for school? And so, gently used coats, and we don't need dress jackets. We don't
they're not going to church.
we don't need nice leather jackets.
No.
Go ahead and, if you're going to get rid of that, give it to the Roswell Homeless Coalition thrift store, and we'll sell it.
Let someone buy that for a business outfit
something
or something.
that a person can just wear on the street or when they're sleeping at night. Yeah, a coat.
Casual coats,
and also sleeping bags. If you haven't been camping in 10 years and you've got those sleeping bags, you want to donate. Every year we have to go out and buy several because when it gets into the real cold months, January, December, January, February.
And sometimes supply and demand's not always available during that time too. I've heard where everyone's buying them and no one has them anymore to buy. Yeah. So if you've got them hanging out in your sheds or what have you that are perfectly good, you just haven't seen a camping trip in a minute, then maybe you ought to donate it and let some folks get some benefit out of that too. But I would even imagine if you got even pup tents and stuff, I'm sure they could hand some of those.
The city's not real happy with us giving out pup tents.
Well, I know, but
if they're donating,
tell them if they promise to go outside of city limits, you can set up your tent.
We do have some that are doing that. So,
just sign a thing. You got to set it up outside of city limits. Sign this piece of paper. That's how we'll fix it. We'll be all right there.
There are several tents around town, but we don't encourage that. For We want to support our city as well. And
Absolutely, I get
we
it.
absolutely
I
understand
but,
where people stand on that. I wouldn't want a tent in my front yard.
I get you.
So,
but you know.
But they're going to be somewhere.
I'm just saying.
And when we were going to city council all those years ago fighting for the Roswell Homeless Coalition, and everybody's saying, not in my backyard, I said, they're already in your backyard.
Exactly.
All over town. We're just looking for one place to put them.
Yeah.
And so thank the Lord, we in the city, we finally got them.
Let's be honest. When's the last time you've not gone to Walmart and seen a collective group of folks there, either just hanging out or panhandling or whatever?
Right.
It's impacting everybody. And this is, including them. Now, obviously there's folks that don't want help, and that's their right. But for the rest of those folks, if we can do simple things to get them out of these, half the time, it's just getting them to a place where they can get attached to benefits and things. But the problem is, without an address, without a physical place that people can correspond with them, there's no way for them to get into the system. So that's the rub.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And so that's what we're dealing with, a lot of stuff.
And we have in the 16th, so 8 years, we have cycled so many people off the streets. I would say every year. In the early years, it was 30, 40, but in the last few years, 50, 60 people cycled off the streets into homes, into jobs. And just think of if all of those people were still on the streets, adding all that up. I mean, that's the Roswell Homeless Coalition now. I'm also on the board for that. That it started out of Harvest.
Absolutely, it's kind of a part of the umbrella.
A sister organization, but we've got our own 501c3 at the Roswell Homeless Coalition,
but it's like
Pastor Joel
kissing cousin. It kind of burst over here.
He's been leading that for most of that time. Done a wonderful job. So, that's we all work together, Mike. We really do.
Absolutely,
with, all of the other agencies and these other agencies that are being honored as well. They're our partners as well. So,
I'm about to say, I'm sure you guys...
Even Fort Claris has donated bread and I believe pecans to us in the past.
That's cool.
Yeah, the pecans at their
that
place.
is so cool.
That's amazing.
Speaking of, we need to talk a little bit about, we got to give them some...
Before we segue into the Port Clares, I just wanted to read on behalf of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, the 2025 Heritage Award, Beacons of Hope, presented to Harvest Ministries for 23 years of dedicated service to our fellow men, women, and children, for touching many lives, for feeding hungry people, for assisting the homeless, for distributing Bibles and millions of pounds of food, and making Roswell, New Mexico, the surrounding area a better place to live. So we just celebrate the legacy of Harvest Ministries. And as you were talking, I was thinking how far it's come, because I attend Grace through Pastor Ruby. And then I was thinking, where will we be 10 years from now? People always, we live in a society of seeing the glass half empty. On behalf of the Historical Society, we celebrate positivity. And I was thinking, where are you going to be in 10 years? Millions of pounds. And I pray hundreds of volunteers.
Yes, we would love that.
The future is bright, and God has put his hand on your ministry, to sister ministries, and the best is yet to come. So thank you for your work.
And let's face it too, you guys are also you're the conduit for other people that are, there's other organizations that help people, but that you help them.
Yeah. Well, when we're at Community Kitchen and where's the food come? Harvest Ministry.
Exactly. And so that's what people don't realize. And it literally started with a man in the back of his truck sitting on Main Street.
A man with a vision.
Yeah, opening up his trunk and handing out food till it was gone. That's kind of, and it went from there to this major operation, and that's so...
Well, it's the hub of food distribution in Chaves County now.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
And actually, we have Roadrunner coming down today.
I think it's so cool. And they're coming to the museum, too.
Oh, awesome.
And I was just thinking that it's this full circle. You're on the radio, and we'll go give them a tour, and I'm sure they'll be with you. Yeah. So praise the Lord. We're just honored to be a little part of celebrating your legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, please, again, give out the website if people want to read a little bit more about Harvest Ministries.
Okay, harvestmin.net.
Very good.
M-I-N for Harvest Ministries, harvestmin.net.
Very good.
Awesome.
And then, of course, you can always just come on by the shop here on Main Street, about a block from where we're downtown here.
North Main.
Yeah, come on by and, like I said, if you come at the right time, they'll hand you an apron, put you to work, and say, all right, let's move
Maybe
some boxes.
Maybe a hairnet and some gloves also.
There you go.
Yeah.
But really, if you'd like to volunteer, please. They're if you can, a day a week, whatever you can offer, we would love to have you join and be a part of it. And trust me, I think once you get in there and you see and you start going, you're going to think, man, this is. I'm just saying, when you start serving others, sometimes your own problems go away. That's all. I'm just saying it has a way of working out sometimes. I'm just saying. Good deal. Well, let's talk a little bit about our other honoree. At this year's
just in honor of the Port Clare Monastery, I will read the award. We have been in communication with all 4 of these organizations for months now. We communicate with all of them regularly. We're making an intentional effort to put our hands in with them to honor the legacy. So let me just read the award for the Port Clare Monastery. Beacons of Hope presented to the Port Clare Monastery of Our Lady of Guadalupe for years of dedicated service in preserving local history and for constantly striving to make Roswell, New Mexico and the surrounding area a better place in which to live by living a life of prayer, community, and joy. So I just wanted to make you aware of certainly you do not have to be a Catholic to participate in their amazing legacy. You can always call them directly, follow them on Facebook.
Have you ever called the prayer line and they asked what faith I was?
I have the hotline number memorized, 622-0868, if you just have a prayer. But we have been in communication with them. They're not able to participate on the radio. We will be playing a little recording.
Yeah, I have an excerpt.
And we just, familiarize yourself. Follow them on Facebook. They have been surrounding us and living a life of prayer and honoring our community. And if we think that hasn't impacted our community, we're poorly mistaken. Even in the testament of Ron Malone, even you guys, they bless and continue to bless. And it's all individuals of faith.
Absolutely.
And whether you believe or not. But we have a little recording.
Yes.
And through the text, which I just want to give a shout out. I was born and raised Catholic. And I've told Pastor Mark, when you get text messages from the Port Clare Monastery, that's just the next level blessing. And that's just so cool. From the hotline getting text, right? But let me just say this. It is an excerpt from Mother Mary Angela's chapter conference on the vigil of their celebration of the 75th anniversary of Foundation Day. So, and it is noted, may God bless all. So this is a recording, and anybody that participates in our event, and I'll leave you with this, in the blessing bag are very unique 75th anniversary commemorative booklets that you wouldn't be able to obtain. And those were donated in honor and loving memory of Kathy Arden. So her husband donated these books. Yes, we had to get them printed. So if that is not a little extra blessing to participate, you're going to have to participate in this event to get that. So
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's an extra little collector's
Yes,
piece there.
yes.
Very good. But again, as far as getting your reservations here, thank you to Peppers for giving us
thank you very much.
a couple extra days here. You've got till Monday. This is it, folks. There's no more extensions. This is literally we're running out of days to extend to have the extension. So please reach out to Amy. You can shoot an email, historydirector@outlook.com. You can always call the actual Historical Society.
It's 622-8333.
She hasn't memorized. I have to go look at the paper. You can go to roswellnmhistory.org there as well. Or if you just know where Amy is, track her down and say, hey, give me a ticket.
For sure. And the last but not least, if you can't participate in the event, we are collecting items for all of these 4 organizations, and before and after the event. But let's not put that off. Let's get them their volunteers. Let's get them their wish lists. Come on. We're an amazing community. Let's get off the fanny, stop watching TV or whatever.
Was there... Is there anything that the Port Clare Monastery, what's some of the items there kind of, I'm just curious, what are they looking for?
We jokingly say they're fruity. They love fruit. Frozen, canned, fresh fruits.
Okay.
We're kind of fruity too. No, I'm just kidding. But there's many things.
We got a few nuts in with our
fruit. Even it's unique things, matches, unique things. It's a unique list. If you go online to YouTube or social media, guys, take a moment. Put the social media aside, go to our website and look at their wish list.
Awesome.
And I plead for people that are coming through the drive-thru, collect some items for each of these organizations.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and if you can call Harvest Ministries and say, in honor of Beacons of Hope, we're getting you volunteers, that would touch our hearts. If they can do their work, praise the Lord. That's what it's all about. We all need volunteers, and I'm going to encourage all of these organizations to connect with each other. We need to go to them, and we'd love for them to come to us. We're all in this together, and I think if we did, we could get the help we need.
Absolutely. Well, and let's face it, the need that Harvest Mission, all these organizations are addressing, will never go away. It will always and continue. I hate to say grow, but that's likelihood of what it's going to happen here. And so we constantly have to be, put it this way: Harvest Ministries is going to do as long as they can do it, whether they've got one volunteer or 100. They're going to keep trying.
Yes.
I'm going to take a stab that these other 3 organizations are going to do the exact same thing.
Right.
So let's rally the troops. Let's go ahead and say, hey, let's lesser hands, more hands make less work. That is so much true in this. And if you can donate a couple hours a week or a couple days a week or whatever it is that you can donate, that would be amazing. And everybody do their little part. And I say this every time: if every person in Roswell of age, of that ability to pick their passion and volunteered and worked at it, whether it's youth sports or youth things or working with homeless or working with other organizations or historic, whatever that is, pick your passion. And I don't think any organization would have volunteer issues and things like that. So please consider helping out, volunteering, donating for sure, all this stuff. And when your kids start asking for canned foods to bring to school, load that bag up for them.
There you go. There you go.
I think we'll leave it. We'll end it here with our excerpt. Our excerpt. That's trying to word the word I was trying to get out here with the Port Clare Monastery here, and then again, history director at outlook.com, RoswellNMhistory.org. 622-8333.
And Pastor Mark, I'm just honored to sit at the table with you. And we should have sat at the table a long time ago. Mike serves on our board, but we're here now. Doesn't matter. We're here now. Now they're stuck with us.
And we appreciate
it greatly. Thank you so much.
And we appreciate everything that with the ministry, and tell every one of those volunteers, even those ones that have been doing it since. I imagine there's probably even 1 or 2 that they remember out the back of the car over here. Might be one.
Really close. Yeah. It was over in the old church building over on 6th Street. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Some of that veteran maybe, but
that's awesome.
And so we thank for their lifetime of service. We do appreciate that. And we hope they inspire the next generation to keep that baton going.
Yes.
Good deal.
Amen.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then, like I said, we're going to end it here with our clip. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. This is our excerpt from the Port Clare Monastery.
Thank you.
75th anniversary of foundation. So it is a beautiful time in community, and one which will be surely for each one of us deeply infused with thanksgiving that God has given us so much and such a wonderful legacy. And I was thinking of that again. I remember back when our dear Mother Frances died, and then later during Foundation Days, thinking of our inheritance, our patrimony from the past, from our foundresses. We think, what did Mother Immaculata, Sister Annunciata the Great, our dear Mother Frances, Mother Veronica, etc., what did they leave us to live on, as we say? What was their bequest to us? And they really left us immense riches when they came on Foundation and lived the Port Clare life here in Roswell. I was thinking about Mother Immaculata and many the other sisters too, who were Chicago natives. I'm not too sure which ones were, but several were, I believe. And it would have been a great sacrifice to leave Chicago. That was their homeland for a far off and very different place when you think about Chicago and Roswell, and just the scenery for one thing, but living in a very Catholic culture in Chicago at that time, very urban and probably rather sophisticated, to come to Roswell in the desert and kind of country folk. It would have been a very different experience, and they left with willingness. They knew it would be very different. It was. And to thank God for that initial sacrifice for all of them, of course, but in a very special way for Mother Immaculata. We know it cost her much to leave Chicago. And I think she left us her deep fidelity to the Poor Clare way of life. We look at her conferences and see how she loved our life and wanted to hand it on in its pristine purity. And one very special gift she left us is the beauty and simplicity of our choir and chapel.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Ocean imports to the United States may have peaked in July after retailers raced to bring in goods from China and elsewhere to avoid hefty tariffs on holiday-related products. Containerized imports to the Port of Los Angeles jumped 8% in July. Air Canada will begin a gradual suspension of flights to allow an orderly shutdown of the country's largest airline as it faces a potential work stoppage by its flight attendants on Saturday. Government-run medical centers serving the nation's veterans have reported an increase in severe staffing shortages, with many hospitals having trouble filling jobs for doctors, nurses, and psychologists, according to an independent watchdog for the Department of Veterans Affairs. ExxonMobil signed a deal on Tuesday to explore a vast area near Trinidad and Tobago for oil and gas in a region that spans more than 2,700 square miles and is more than 6,500 feet deep. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
May not be enough.
The president's takeover of the D.C. police under the Home Rule Act allows him to do so under emergency circumstances for up to 30 days. But he says that won't be long enough.
We're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days.
He expects unanimous support from Republican lawmakers and says any congressional action could serve as a model for other U.S. cities in clamping down on crime. Greg Clugston, Washington.
There have been demonstrations over the attempt to restore law and order to D.C., and there are questions about whether they're homegrown demonstrations or are being organized and financed by outside groups. President says he will be in touch with Ukraine's president and European leaders after he sits down tomorrow with Russia's Vladimir Putin.
I'm going to call President Zelensky, and then I'll call, probably in that order, the leaders. There's a very good chance that we're going to have a second meeting, which will be more productive than the first, because the first is I'm going to find out where we are and what we're doing.
Tomorrow's meeting to take place in Alaska. Inflation at the wholesale level heated up last month. The producer price index rose 0.9% from June. Wholesale prices up more than 3% from a year ago. At least 4 deaths are reported in and around flood-ravaged Chattanooga, Tennessee. There's damage reported this morning following storms that swept across parts of Delaware and New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks trading in negative territory. The Dow is down more than 150 points. The Nasdaq Composite Index is off 54 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
9382. A migrant boat capsizes, claiming many lives.
The UN Refugee Agency says a boat carrying nearly 100 migrants capsized on Wednesday in international waters off the Italian island of Lampedusa, killing at least 20 people and leaving a dozen missing. 60 survivors were brought to a centre in the town, says a UNHCR spokesman. According to survivors, the boat had departed Libya. It's not immediately known how long the migrants had been at sea. According to the UNHCR, 675 migrants have died making the perilous central Mediterranean crossing so far this year, not counting the latest sinking. I'm Charles Phillips.
Japan and China marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Japan holds a solemn ceremony August 15th. the day the emperor announced its surrender. China showcases its military might with a parade on September 3rd, the day after the formal surrender. Townhall.com. U.S. national debt, it's a record high.
The U.S. government's gross national debt has surpassed $37 trillion, setting a new record. This highlights the rapid acceleration of debt on America's balance sheet and the increasing cost pressures on taxpayers. The Treasury Department reported this update on Tuesday. The national debt reached this level years sooner than pre-pandemic projections due to heavy borrowing during the COVID-19 pandemic. Experts warn that the growing debt could lead to reduced living standards and increased interest rates. Keith Peters, Washington.
One market research firm estimates that back-to-school spending in the U.S. will hit $33.3 billion from June through August. Some of the biggest retailers are advertising selective price freezes on some of their key products in a bid to hold on to customers. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Well, that would be the deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Ah, indeed.
You know what? I just realized mere minutes ago that I'm having a rough morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How is it? Was it one of those situations?
I just looked at myself and realized what I have done.
Okay.
I just found out like 2 minutes ago.
Your shirt's inside
And
out.
my shirt's inside out.
I've had those days. I've gotten all the way to the end of those days, and I'd be like, I look over and I see the inlay of the shoulder, of the sewn shoulder. I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
It was dark and I was tired and I didn't realize until just now that my shirt's inside
honestly,
out.
I didn't either until I noticed the button was on the fold in.
And now that I think about it, I was like, it did look a little weird when I put it. I didn't think anything about it though. It was because it was hung that way.
Right.
And I forgot, or my wife or somebody forgot, me or her, we both fold. So
I have used that excuse so many times in my adult life. I got dressed in the dark this morning. I don't know.
I just literally was sitting there. I was like, no, I didn't. I did. I was like, I just went an hour talking to people like 3 feet in front of me. And I'm sure they're looking at me like, oh, this waterhead shirt's inside out.
They're like, hey, next year's Heritage Dinner, let's help him.
Right.
He needs help.
He's slow.
Clearly, this man needs
some help. I just sat there and I was like, oh no.
No.
I've been sitting here in my shirt.
If anybody asks, just say this is how you get the most use out of it. You wear it one way.
Well, I wore
one
this
day.
yesterday the other way.
Exactly.
So I'm wearing it.
It's
Yeah.
like underpants.
Yes.
You just flip them inside out and they're good for another week.
I'm gonna turn it around tomorrow. You're gonna see the collar right here.
You know what? It's kind of interesting though, because every depiction of the future from like the 50s, 60s, that whole era, always showed us wearing like clothes with massive shoulders, like wings on our shoulders.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future was like that. Futurama was like that. Like every single piece of clothing they had like the.
When are we gonna start wearing that stuff?
That's what I'm saying. You're
Jetsons.
It looks like you're retrendifying winged shoulders.
Maybe that's what I'm doing.
That's exactly it.
Jetsons are like that too. Remember the cartoon?
Yep.
They had those.
It's almost like a cartoon's way of saying this is the future. We have wings on our shoulders
That's
now.
right. We just have wings now.
So Mike's just living the future of the past.
The future with wings.
With wings on it. I think a lot of that may lend itself to the whole why don't we have flying cars yet?
Probably.
All of it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my Bubble Jetsons car.
Honestly, you know what?
That folds into a briefcase.
You know what feature I always wanted on a car was, there was a car. It was I want to say a Warner Brothers cartoon, and it was showing all these like inventions of the future.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a car that's it extended on stilts, so you could just drive over traffic.
Oh yeah, I think I've ever seen
rush hour traffic. It was in the same episode where the guy they developed the donut with the pen, like how you suck up fountain ink. It's how you suck up coffee into your donut.
Ooh,
is with the little lever. It was that same
didn't
episode.
catch on, huh?
No, it didn't ever really catch on.
Man,
I was really looking forward to that future.
They should try it on Shark Tank.
The self-filling donuts.
You know what I saw that was kind of neat? It was a TikTok video or somebody who basically found old can openers.
Okay.
But like, I'm talking like from 200 years ago, and like when cans first, whenever they started cans,
right?
Maybe that was 100 years ago, whenever it was. But they would literally, and they showed these different tools that they use to open it. This one was like from the early 1800s. This one, it was kind of neat how the different mechanisms, and some of them, I'm thinking, we should go back to that one. That one's pretty efficient.
One of my favorite, it's kind of a weird thing, but one of my favorite things to do is watch somebody open a can with a PK can opener.
Yeah.
With it, for those who don't know, it's a military can opener.
Yeah,
it's just got a fold-out little blade on it.
Yeah,
and
a
you
little
just
P51.
Yeah, P51. Yeah, and you just go like that around the can. It's like satisfying for me to watch somebody do that.
They used to issue them with your back in when they had C rations and can that they would issue that with the GIs, like World War II and I think Korean War, maybe in some Vietnam era. But yeah,
that and then the and you still see this only in canned hash, but you can still find cans that come with keys.
Oh yeah,
with the key in the little slot in the side,
like the Armor ham.
Yeah, they still sell a version like that.
Why didn't they sing a song about that key? They sing about the roller skate key. I got a brand new can of ham. You got a key.
You got a brand new key. Here's the problem with that key. When I was a kid, like I'd see that, and the way they'd snap it off, and I always thought I broke it.
Yeah.
Like because you pull it off, and there's still a piece of it left on there.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I broke it. I broke another one. And I'm never gonna get into this ham.
I just want some ham.
I just want some hash. That's all. Over the weekend in Hobbs, one of the breakfast places we went, two of our compatriots on the trip, Miss Jocelyn and our friend Pam, had corned beef hash for breakfast, and I didn't have it myself. It looked delightful. Like I haven't had hash in a real long time, good long while.
I'm not gonna lie. The last time I had hash was when they served it on the Golden Corral breakfast. I don't think they even do anymore.
Probably not,
because I was the only one who took it. That is the last time I had.
It's not something I would usually look at a menu and be like, "Ooh, I want that." But seeing it in front of you, I'm like, "Ooh, that looks fantastic." I also had maybe the best biscuit of my entire life from that place.
Oh yeah?
Oh, dude, it was like eating air, gravy covered air. They were so fluffy.
Wow.
Oh, worth the drive. Baker Brothers and Hobbs, if you guys are curious.
Interesting. I have to remember that. Problem is I don't go to Hobbs very often.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing is we realized when we were down there, it's like we should come here more often. There's a lot of cool stuff down here.
Yeah,
they've really stepped up their game.
Yeah, they got a lot going on in Hobbs. I just never go.
They've got the trampoline park that we've been promised for 2 years with that sign up north. They haven't even broken ground. They broke ground for the sign.
Yeah, for the sign.
For the sign. But
I'm still waiting on that Hooters.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that was an April Fool's.
That was God. That was so long.
Did they ever Ever heard anybody like fess up to that or
No,
anything? Or?
I don't think. I'm sure it came out eventually, but the
sure
story just
people
sort of
know,
faded
yeah.
into obscurity.
I was just kind of, I forgot. That was what, about 8 years ago? That
Good
was pre-COVID,
solid-
wasn't it?
That was way pre-COVID. Yeah, that was two production. Two PDs ago.
Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Getting old.
Yep.
Man, I don't even want the Hooters.
It's just sad now. A bunch of sad sagging wings.
Well, didn't they rebrand or redo
Yeah,
something?
they're trying to.
Yeah.
Like, I guess now you can book your kids' birthday parties there.
Because that's what I want to do.
I mean, now imagine you're a 9-year-old boy about to turn 10. Where do you want to have your birthday party? Chuck E. Cheese? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Although, did you see the footage of the woman? I guess there was a woman who was arrested for, I don't know if it was like embezzlement or fraud or something, but cops came in to bust her and handcuffed her in a Chuck E. Cheese while she was wearing the Chuck E. Cheese costume.
Oh, wow.
In front of children, they saw officers handcuff Chuck E. Cheese.
They should have called her to the back. And
Which, right. In all honesty, though, that's probably, years and years too late.
Yeah.
Crimes against humanity that rat has inflicted upon us. Terrible pizza.
I don't even remember the pizza.
That's because they serve beer.
Like, I remember, but I don't remember the quality of the pizza. I don't remember. Yeah, it's not memorable to me.
Exactly.
I just remember the games. I remember the creepy animatronic mouse and then that's about it.
I'm trying to remember the name of okay, so there's a whole Chuck E. I know you got guests to get to, but there's a whole Chuck E. Cheese lore. Like, he came up learning the ways of Italian pizza making from this chef, and I can't remember the name of the chef.
Boyardee?
No, it was like Picadillo or something with a P.
Was it the rat from the Ninja Turtles?
And during COVID, delivery apps had options for this pizza place. Doggone it, I can't think of the name now, but it was that chef's pizza. So it was basically Little Caesars, Chuck E. Cheese selling their pizzas online. So basically taking all of the fun aspect out of Chuck E. Cheese and just giving you their terrible pizza. And people fell for it.
Okay.
For quite some time. That's going to drive me nuts.
Charles Cheese?
No, that's his middle name is Entertainment.
Charles Entertainment Cheese? Chuck E. Cheese? Charles Entertainment Cheese.
How do you Google things like this?
Why do you got a handle like that?
Pasquale P. Pie Plate was his name.
Oh.
Yeah. And you saw Pasquale's Pizza on like DoorDash or Grubhub or whatever. Not around here, obviously, but...
Well, it does sound good. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I get a pizza from a guy named Pasquale. Looks like a good guy that knows how to make pizza.
And that's the thing. Like, COVID gave a lot of people a lot of ideas about diversifying their brands.
Yeah.
I watched a thing where this guy ordered like a bunch of different DoorDash businesses, and they all ended up being like Denny's.
Yeah.
It's like they had like a burger joint. They had like a diner style.
Well, that's like if you go on DoorDash now or any of those, you'll see there's certain restaurants on there. And they're just IHOP or Denny's or whatever's kitchen.
Just under a different brand name.
Like a Banda Burrito's one of them. There's a cheeseburger one. They come from one of the local restaurants.
That feels wrong.
Matter of fact, if you look at the menus, like I could tell that's an IHOP menu. Or that's.
I've seen those fries.
Yeah. Matter of fact, one of the restaurants I thought was one of those, and then I realized, that's an actual place now and all that, and then I realized because I thought it was another Denny's substitute, and it wasn't.
That wasn't. That was new.
It turned out it was good. I've eaten there since twice.
Nice.
Good. We have the folks from Christchurch going to join us here talking about their Bible study. They've got another session of Bible study starting up here very shortly. Want to invite people to be a part of that.
Yes.
So we'll chit-chat with them here in just a bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with the newses of the local variety. I didn't talk about the Joe Burrow thing. I'm kind of curious about because I saw the clip. And, a lot of people, and on the surface, it looks like Joe Burrow's a jerk. But if you delve a little deeper, There's a lot of red flags in that video.
There's also there are certain protocols that a talent has to adhere to.
Yeah.
One of those is contracted meet and greets.
Yeah.
Where people are actually paying money to get an autograph, get a picture.
Have you seen the clip?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
I'm actually thinking of one. Okay, so about a month ago, and it was funny because he like immediately got guilty and felt bad and came back and apologized.
Yeah.
But about a month ago, somebody got video footage of John Cena walking through the hallway or whatever, and Cena came back and just unprompted said, "Hey, I'm a guy that really digs consent." And like he's like, "So if you want a picture, if you want," he kind of went off on the guy. And the guy's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." And then like 4 minutes later, he came back. He's like, "Look, man, I'm sorry. I'm just under a lot of stress right now." Like he immediately calmed to and apologized. But yeah, that a lot of talent have these contracted meet and greets.
Sure.
And if, let's say somebody paid $150 for a meet and greet session with Joe Burrow, and then they saw him taking pictures and signing autographs outside, be like, "Well, I paid for that.
Right.
You gave that for free, you know." And so I can make the devil's advocate argument about the situation.
Yeah.
Again, having not seen it, I need to see the
Well,
clip.
and then there's other red flags. It was like 2 a.m, and the kid's like claiming he's a kid, and he's like, it's 2 a.m, and he's got like a book.
Yeah.
That looks, and that's usually a telltale sign of the ones that are hunting these down to sell on eBay and all that nonsense.
I've heard.
And so he didn't placate. So I call a little bit of foul, like maybe, but I think Joe smelled a thing and he just chose to ignore it.
And it's another thing too. You get this with media training, but if you're in an airport, and people come up to you and be like, "Hey, can you sign this? Sign your action figure?"
Yeah.
Don't do it because they're probably going to put it on eBay.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword. Like, oh, you can't help a kid. Hey, he's coming out of a bar at 2 a.m. What's this kid doing out at 2 a.m?
Wake up, Tommy. We need you.
Right, yeah. Like, is Dad dragging this kid around for this? So that's more like what's going on. All right, it is 8:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be right around the 100-degree mark by afternoon and lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear, lows near 70, and then we get sunny skies and hot temperatures again on Friday. Looks like upper 90s for the entire area. We'll start to see some moist air getting in on Saturday and Sunday, so we could get a few afternoon showers or thunderstorms, mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 78 degrees here in Roswell. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. For today, we are looking at sunny skies and highs near the century mark. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Expect an overnight low of 72 degrees. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny on Friday, looking at a high of 97 with south winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, and then really continuing for the next several days, we get rain chances. Some days better than others, but rain chances nonetheless. We are looking at a 20% chance at showers Friday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 73 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, we're looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers, partly cloudy, and a high of 93, winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, our chance of rain bumps up to 40%, partly cloudy, once again a high of 93. Monday, 93 seems to be popular, because Monday we're looking at a 40% chance of rain, mostly sunny, 93. Tuesday, 30% chance of rain, mostly sunny, 93. And then Wednesday, 30% chance of rain, mostly sunny, 93. For a high there. So 93. Maybe you should play that in the lottery or something. Feel like the world's telling you something. All right. It is 22 minutes after 8. Let's go ahead and take about a 2-minute break here, and then we will talk with the folks from Christchurch. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
2 days only. The Old Crow Productions Roswell Gun Show, August 16th and 17th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Vendors from all over the U.S., including Osprey Optics. We will have rifles, shotguns, pistols, a large selection of ammo, body armor, and so much more. Only guns and gun-related items at this 2-day event. Kids 12 and under are free. Special discounts for police and first responders, with prizes each day and a raffle on Sunday. The Old Crow Productions Roswell Gun Show, Saturday, August 16th from 9 to 6, and Sunday, August 17th from 10 to 4 at the Eastern New Mexico State fairgrounds. Log on to oldcrowproductions.com for more information.
Who doesn't think the dentist is a big deal? I know what you're thinking. What will they find? How much will it hurt? What are my options? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher, and I am here to tell you that here at Carabelli Dental, it is our job to put you at ease. With options like sedation dentistry, you can rest assured that regardless of what dental work you might need, you can get it done while resting comfortably. Call our office now and speak to our knowledgeable staff about setting up your new patient appointment.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455.
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flautas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell.
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, let me correct my incorrections earlier here, Community Bible Study, which is community, we're Christ Church and a few other churches. It's a multi-church event here. Of course, Lonnie Owens joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Also, Cheryl Andrews. Good morning.
Good morning.
Katie Roll
Yes,
as well,
good morning.
and Kelly Castles.
Yes,
good morning.
sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome. So what this is, and we've talked about this on the radio show before, but usually around the fall time, right around, it's not fall yet, but you know what I mean, school time. School time. We'll change it to school time.
Yeah.
It's about you guys start your community Bible, the kind of the new, I don't know if semester is the right term, but new session of community Bible study here, and so and this is like it's not just the one meeting and we're good. Well, all right, see you next week where we hit the next part of the Bible. No, you're going to basically spend this session devoted to Psalms.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come in, Mike. We really appreciate it, and that is what both classes are doing. We might talk in a minute about all the classes in CBS and Community Bible Study around the world are doing it this year, and we can talk about that in a second if you want. But yes, we'll spend the school year basically in the Book of Psalms.
Gotcha. So, and this is what I love about this is for everybody. You know, this is like you said, it's it doesn't matter, Catholic, whatever faith it is. It's the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, which is Christianity, then guess what? This class is for you.
Even if you're not sure about it yet.
Or if you're questioning, or if you're
absolutely,
that's what the whole point of this is. Let's face it. This book, many people have spent their entire lifetime studying, and will continue to, and you still pull new meanings, new messages, new interpretations, new things out of it. And so it is, and it's a lifelong journey of doing it. And so that's why, they're going to spend a whole semester on Psalms, because that's, and that's probably just scratching the surface on Psalms, to be honest. You know what I mean? It really is. It's just a chance for people to get together and try to understand it from, and interpret it in certain ways and talk about it. And what a certain line or a certain part of a verse may mean something to you, it may mean something completely different to you. And that's what Community Bible Study is about, is to talk about those things and to come away with a better understanding of what God's Word is. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
So I really appreciate you saying that. You really gave me a whole bunch of stuff. So Kelly's close enough here to me to reel me back in. But just,
well, I'm a person that usually needs reeling. So,
but just real briefly, I mean, you hit on a couple things I'd like to say something about, and then I'll let these guys jump in. But what you talked about, I think, goes to the very nature of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it's God's book, that it's a living book, and that's why we can continue to study it throughout our life and keep learning more.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it's important to kind of make a bit of a distinction about that. I believe it has a meaning, and it's not that it means something different to Kelly and me, but and this may sound like just semantics, but I think it's an important difference that Kelly and I, it may apply, different to us in our life, but it has a meaning, and we're all getting together to study together, helping each other discern the original intent, of that scripture to us. And it's an exciting journey because we do believe that the book is living and active, and speaks to us.
Absolutely. And timeless.
And timeless.
You could take whatever's going on in today's world and apply those lessons, and it fits like a glove. And guess what? 100 years ago, worked the same way.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One thing that's real meaningful to me is to meet so many other women in the community that love the Lord and want to study the Bible.
Sure.
And it gives you a connection with the whole community.
It is a social aspect to this, too. We are, granted, a collective group of people that are trying to become closer to God. That's really and understand the Bible. But at the same time, you're making friends, you're making acquaintances, and you're making lunch buddies, you're making partners in crime for everything else in life. You never know. It's kind of
and partners in prayer for that.
Yeah,
Too. Yeah.
I should maybe go the other way.
Which you really need sometimes, most of the time.
Yes, getting through but yeah, you're right. That's what and obviously at Community Bible Study, everyone's coming for the same reason. So there's already that common ground right there to begin with, and that's what. So yes, it's evolving to be better, to be closer to God. But you know what? It kind of rubs off in other aspects too, as God tends to do. We were just like last hour, we were talking with Harvest Ministries and talking about service and volunteers, and you tend to gain more from volunteering sometimes than the people you're trying to help, and a lot of things God does works that way.
Yes. For the record, we're very thankful for Harvest Ministries and Mark Green and their team down there. What a blessing to our community.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is good stuff. So if folks are interested in saying, you know what, I think I need to start community, or maybe you did it in one of your communities and you're new to town and you're looking to get back in with Community Bible Study, well, we got you covered here. So talk a little bit about some of the nuts and bolts, some of the nights and the different days and times that folks can be a part of it.
The evening class that we're a part of is on Tuesday evenings, beginning at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
And we have a meal together that different groups take turns cooking, and then
it is church. There's always food.
Yes.
That's just
and we break
rule.
up into our small groups to go over the lesson for that week, and then after that there's a summary or a talk that Lonnie or I give, and all the classes work the same, but. The good thing about Community Bible Study is you get the word 3 or 4 different ways. Whether you do your own individual study, there's a summary of the study that's provided, then there's your small group discussion, and then there is the talk at the end of the night.
Gotcha.
And you're in these small groups with people that I've come to realize over the years that, there's no accident. God puts people in your group so that you can learn from one another, and everybody's got something to add based on, what the Spirit's told them about the word that week, and it's kind of iron sharpens iron. You help each other along the way. And really, for my family, my family's been involved in Community Bible Study here in Roswell probably 33, 34 years. And really the foundation of our friends, regardless of which church you went to, right, came in the people that we met there. Like you said earlier, they're on the same journey we're on, and they have the same goals, and they help you to get to that same place. That Katie can talk about the timing for the day class, but that's kind of how ours works.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and so that evening class is a co-ed class, but on Wednesday mornings at 9:30, we meet as a group of women.
That's the women's class.
The women's class.
Very good.
And so
Okay.
we're 9:30 to 11:15, Wednesdays beginning August 27th.
Okay. Would you like your cheat
Had a
sheet?
lot of dates in my mind. And we've actually added a remote online core group for Thursday evenings as
Okay.
well for
Perfect.
some working women.
Gotcha. So if your schedule doesn't work out for the earlier in the day, we'll catch you after work or in
Exactly.
the evening here after dinner and all that good stuff
Mhm.
there. Okay. Very good.
Our group has 2 men's groups that meet together, and
Okay.
then 2 women's groups that meet together. 3 women's groups
I
that
think
meet
that's 3
together.
women's groups,
and
yeah.
then 4. What would you call them? Coeducational core
Yeah.
groups.
Okay.
Couples
And
groups,
then
yeah.
last year we added a Spanish-speaking core group, and also a children's ministry as part of our class. So it
interesting.
It's grown a lot, and it's been a lot of fun to see it.
So
happening.
regardless of where you're at,
There's a
man,
space
woman,
for you.
child, there's a class for you
Yes.
here. And
Yeah, and if you speak Spanish, we do have the
in Espanol as
yeah,
well too,
mhm.
so we can get you that
Yeah.
way. Language is not a problem
Right.
unless you speak, I don't know, Russian. Probably can't help you there.
Yeah.
And there's no registration. There's no registration fee required for any participant. If you
Okay.
want to come, you can come.
Excellent. And then, and of course, the course comes with the workbooks, and there's a lot of material that actually come with the program here and things too, which is kind of makes it easier because, to me, it reminds me, if you remember when you're a kid, and you get like the book, and then you get the workbook that works with the book. It's very much like that when you're in school as a child here. It works that similar way. Obviously, the subject matter is adult appropriate and everything, but it's that style of teaching. So you kind of have those other reinforcements besides just reading the Bible. You've got other things to present that message, maybe in a different way or a way that's a little easier to understand or interpret. So, that's what it's all about, is just providing that. All right, what's your angle to get you understand the Bible? That's kind of what it's a lot is, what's the way that makes you, oh, that's the light bulb moment.
I think that's really right on track with the vision or the mission of Community Bible Study to help us understand the Bible, like
Yeah.
you said. And one of the things that I feel like that the Community Bible Study, headquarters or whatever, does a good job of, as they write the workbooks, is helping you go back and forth in the Bible to see related scriptures and other parts of the Bible and how they relate to the passage you're studying that week. And I think that we find that our people that go through the workbooks, they really enjoy that part of it,
Sure.
We say you don't have to do the homework. We if you come, we'd love to have you just come, but you're going to get more out of it, if you actually spend some time during the week.
It's the old adage. You're going to get out of something what you put
Right,
into it.
right.
And it's no different here. If you do the workbooks and do that stuff, you're going to find out you'll probably take more out of the program.
Right.
Even the older children have workbooks
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
are written on the same what the adults are doing.
Excellent. So they kind of work that since they're well versed, already being closer to school than we are, and
Yeah.
working in those kinds of things. I do have I'm just gee whiz curious. When you get into particular subjects, because I imagine at some point the men's classes, the women's class, they're talking similar subjects and things. I'm almost curious to see is the discussion different? Just because, let's face it, a mom, a woman's perspective, and a male, they're not always thinking from the same id. So I wonder, you could ask the same question in the men's class and in the female women's class. How varied are those answers? You know what I mean? I'm just gee whiz curious about is it night and day different, or does it? I'm just I'm curious. How does that go?
Well, I'll just tell you, the women are always right.
See, that's what you're saying in the men's class. Now, what are you ladies saying over here?
I've been married for almost 40 years, and that's the best answer to any question.
I got half that by end, and I've learned it too.
Yeah. But you're right. Everybody comes at it from a different angle, which is, again, I think God supernaturally puts these groups together.
Sure. And
we learn from one another. Like my wife and I lead a co-ed group, and it's a very diverse group, from ranchers to lawyers to accountants to a guy that works at a dairy, and everybody, whether you're a man or a woman, you come at it from a different direction. And I think sometimes he gives this guy a word because I need to hear it.
Sure.
And so we encourage everybody, whatever you feel like the Lord's put on your heart, share it with us, because it's not there on accident. It's there on purpose.
Absolutely.
But you're right. I'm sure there's a very, very difference. But in our co-ed group, it's pretty stark the way that.
Yeah, but it's probably, and that's why I was kind of wondering. It's like you get like the more, and into this side, just because, the way the male brain and how it processes information and how aren't the same all the time. We think different experiences, different perspectives, and that reflects in your answers very much. And especially when we're talking about the subjects of the Bible, that it's the most gray, black, and white you ever seen. The words are right there, but we all read the same words, but we just got the different meaning out of it here. So that's the Bible. So I was just was curious. I was kind of like, wonder where it gets, because I'd also imagine too that, to have a male and female class also provides a comfort level where maybe some folks may not feel comfortable talking about some of the subject with the other sex in the room sometimes, And maybe it's getting in, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to feel judged for my perspective if I'm, so it makes sense, why, but I am curious because I imagine, those conversations are a little different just because women and men don't always think the same. That's just fact.
That's just fact. Yeah. But I don't know, Mike, maybe that makes me think that you ladies may want to speak a little bit about why it makes sense to have a class on Wednesday mornings, for women in Roswell.
So our class has been in our community for a long time. We're coming up on our 40th year, I think, in Roswell in our community. And it's a place where women of all ages can come. So we have a whole widows community in our class.
Gotcha.
And we have a lot of young mothers in our class. And so it's really lovely to see those women get paired with each other.
Absolutely.
And get to learn. And
there's more than Bible lessons being taught right
absolutely.
there. I mean, I'm just saying that there's moms and, there's a lot of wisdom here versus the moms that are, let's say, face it, probably got the hair struggle.
I mean, there's a reason that there's generations and different generations of people on the earth at the same time, because we need to learn from the people that have lived through things.
Wisdom is the greatest asset you can have from others sometimes.
Yeah, and we see that in our class, I think.
Yes. It's great to have different ages of women all together, but I think I would like to be a fly on the wall in some of those men's groups. Just to see. It might be kind of interesting.
Everything gets compared to meat in some way, shape, or form.
Oh.
Actually, the men's class, they do it around a grill. We all stand around a grill.
Katie, tell Mike about that remote core group, because I'd like to hear some more about that. What is that?
Sure. So we've had a lot of women that have been in our class at different points, and in the last few years have had to go back to work. And so we've seen that need, and some of them don't like to drive at night. And so they have talked about, we have an online group on Wednesday mornings that meets, and that's been really fruitful since the pandemic.
Sure.
And so out of that, we just thought, we may be able to offer a way for them to stay at their home, be in their home, but also still be involved with our class. And so Thursday evenings, brand new, that core group is growing, and we're really excited to see what the Lord does with it.
Well, and it offers opportunities for everybody of all lifestyles. Like you said, like the morning class, that's, your stay-at-home moms, your retirees, folks that aren't necessarily working a day job are going to be available. But like you said, then the moms and the families that do have to work the 9 to 5, they can come in the evenings or do the online, or that's the other thing. Maybe they don't feel necessarily comfortable in a group of people in a room. That's a little much for them, but I can do online and talk about it that way. So whatever your comfort levels or whatever your time schedule allows you to do, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to connect closer to the Bible and do. And it's like I said earlier, you're going to get out of it what you put in, but at the same time, some is better than none. So if you know what I mean, if you can, if you can do some of it or do it in these certain ways, I mean, every little bit, like you said, we're not going to master the Bible at the end of this class. We're not going to have that down. You can pick it up at any time here. And so it's a constant. So if it's a night a week or if it's a couple, whatever your availability is, we would love to have that.
What's been really great is one of our leaders online, they like to travel.
Okay.
And she's on the road a lot, and she just picks that leadership up wherever she's at. and leads the group.
Just wherever it happens to be.
Wherever she's at. And that's been, we've even had
that could
some
be the
ladies,
game. Where in the world today is.
Today. And we've even had some ladies move from Roswell and stay with those online groups so they can stay with the connections that they've had for a long time.
Yeah, that's probably, like you said, if you do move and you're, but you want to stay with that core group of people, then we can do it through an online presence.
Yeah.
Or maybe enhance, because I imagine, okay, maybe you can join a community Bible study in your neighborhood, but stay in touch via the internet through your Roswell connections here too. So
it's awesome.
More Bible studies, just more good. That's proper English. My English teacher told me.
Well, you're doing a great job of giving us jumping off points, which I guess is your job, right? And you do it well. But I think that, what you said is right. At the end of our study of Psalms this year, we won't have mastered it.
Yeah.
But we will have learned, and we will have grown. That's the thing.
You're a little bit closer.
We believe that the reason we want to study this book is because it's actually true, right? Like it's really true, and that it's really going to help change our lives for the better, right? And so that we're not just, it does have a social aspect for sure.
Absolutely.
But we believe that social aspect is part of God's recipe for our lives that he describes in the Bible. That we need that fellowship. We need to, as you said, iron sharpens iron, and the Bible talks about us encouraging one another. So that definitely happens, and we do. We get a little bit more of it that we understand and we grasp, and we believe that's a great benefit to us.
Absolutely, yeah. It's you get those aha moments all the time, and you're just like, okay, and imagine this thing is like, I just don't get it. I don't. And then one day, okay, once you explain that way, now now I see the point you're saying, and then you have the. Oh, yeah, and then or the purple thing, whatever, the light bulb, whatever, pick your marketing thing, it happens.
Yeah,
and that's what goes on here. So that's what, that's what this community Bible study is about. So
transformation is the key, right? We all are transformed by it, but it's not all just about that, because God has a plan for every one of us, and if we study His Word, it helps us to grow, but it helps us to become the people God planned for us to be.
Yeah.
And so that we can impact our communities in the way that He planned for us to. And so part of the training is, it is selfish sort of, in that you want to become who God made you to be, but it also is a community thing. This world needs the people God made us to be. And growing in God's Word and His knowledge, and hanging around with other people who are helping you to stay on the path rather than pushing you off the path. You become the people that God needs us to be in our communities, and then our communities can be made better because we're studying the Bible together. Our communities can be made better.
Absolutely.
There's two reasons for all of that.
And that transformation, it's for our good and it's for His glory. And one thing that we see in this study of the Psalms is how we can live in a way that it all glorifies Him. And so we go through the Psalms and we see every human emotion that you can identify, that everyone can relate with at some point. And when we work that emotion with Him, He uses it for His glory. We learn to praise Him through all of it. And I think that's going to be so significant for our community this year, to be able to see that no matter what you're experiencing, however you feel, if you take it to the Lord, like He's going to work it for our good and His glory.
Another thing I've noticed with so far what I've studied in Psalms is it's all about our relationship with God and how we need to strengthen that, and His steadfast love and His mercy towards us, and how we can strengthen that, and that helps strengthen our bonds with the people around us too.
It's kind of, I always think of things like it always reminds me that the world is the world. You can't control the world. You can't control what happens in the world. The only thing you can control is your actions in it. And I think that's what God reminds me a lot about. And getting this there, and I think community Bible study also reminds you of those kinds of things. Look, it's like you can't change the variables. You can just react the way you react in the variables of which are going on here. And when you understand that you don't realize how that frees your mind a little bit sometimes. It's like, I can only control what I can control.
You know, another thing about the CBS study is the lessons are broken up to where they want you to study it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that study every day really helps you to strengthen that
It's
relationship
like food,
with
it's
God.
like nourishment, a little bit each day, and you kind of.
And it sets your day better.
Absolutely.
And it's not overly burdensome for each day either. It's just a little bit. Just takes a little
15,
bit of time.
20 minutes, maybe a day.
Yeah, it's like setting patterns.
Yes.
Contrary to what everybody thinks, all of us are creatures of patterns in some way, shape. Even the ones that claim they're not, they are. You know what I mean? I like my thing a certain way. I like this a certain way, and to be honest, as you train your body, it's no different than like weight loss. And they say, "Oh, you got to eat healthier." Well, yeah, it sucks at first, but once you start doing it, then your body starts craving it. It's no different here. You know, you read a little bit. Next thing you know, you're gonna feel, okay, I missed my reading today. I feel a little out of sorts. You know, you're gonna. That's what does happen but you gotta do it day one, and then do it again day two, and then do it again day three, and eventually it becomes habit. And so that's where you got it. It's training. But again, that's just another tool God gave us. Even though if you don't want to be a pattern person, we just are. Whether you like it or not, it's just you like things a certain way. Guess what? That's habits, patterns.
Katie, we were talking about how the lessons are organized this year. You might, because we're not just studying Psalm 1 to the end, right?
Yeah, so that would be really intimidating, wouldn't it? To just start right at 1 and go to 150. But the way that the CBS has organized the Psalms this year is by theme.
Gotcha.
And so you'll have themes of if you're seeing injustice in the world and you're worried about it, or if you're grieving and you're not sure how to process that, if you're angry, if you're lonely, there is a theme for a lot of those emotions. And it's really helpful to study it that way.
So kind of, please don't look at, but almost like we think of like the yellow pages, like you search by, I need a plumber. Okay. You're not going to the, same, we're doing it this way. Okay. We're going to talk about the poverty parts of Psalms today. We're going to talk about these are the parts of Psalms that cover these things. And so think of it in those terms. So we're doing by subject, not by chapter, basically. So, which makes sense because, it's like, wait a minute, didn't we talk about this 2 sessions ago? It's like, well, yeah, but that was different in this thing, and now we can lump it up. We can cover it all at one different time and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, so. Katie described it really well because it does cover, the Psalms cover every possible human emotion: victory, defeat, sadness, joy, praise, thanksgiving. And I was nervous as heck about this study because I thought it would just start at Psalms 1 and go through. But when I realized that they have grouped them in groups that speak to the same human emotions, I feel that is very appealing to me.
Well, and I think the lessons speak to the experience of the people preparing them.
Yeah.
The good news about the Bible is we're always constantly studying it. But good news is we've had people studying it for thousands of years, and they've gotten some things right over the years.
That's right. Yeah. And and when we think about Jesus saying, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God," He's saying we live by this stuff, right? And if you don't mind, I'd just like to share this 2 verses. It's fascinating. And first, I haven't researched this myself, but I read that Jesus himself quoted from the Psalms more than any other book in the Old Testament.
That was his favorite.
Yeah, and after he died and rose again, he was speaking to some followers, some guys, and he says, then he said to them, "These are my words that I spoke to you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms must be fulfilled." Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures. And that's what you were talking about earlier. Is what we're trying to do is just have him open our minds to understand the scriptures. And he said himself that a lot of stuff in the Psalms was written about him. And so it all ties together, Old Testament and New Testament. And that's kind of the journey we're going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And may I just say, too, that if this is the first you've ever heard of Jesus, like, you're still welcome to come to our class and get to know the Word and get to know Him through the Psalms.
Yes.
So even if this is your very first time hearing His name,
sure,
we would love to have you in class.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this is all our, regardless if you can consider yourself some biblical scholar or just learned yesterday the book exists, does not matter. come to this class. We would love to, and guess what? All will learn. The biblical scholar is going to learn a few things.
That's right.
I certainly hope that the person who just cracked this open for the first time is going to learn a few things as well too. But that's the beauty of this class, and I'm going to take a stab is the folks, the seasoned veterans like yourself, love to see the new folks come in and have questions or curiosities that we can start doing, because that's, you come in with a curious mind, the rest we can work out here a little bit. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? That's kinda,
even a skeptical mind.
Yeah.
Just come. We're just discussing this together. We're learning and growing together.
Absolutely. So for the evening Bible study, that will begin here on August 26th. No, it's sooner than October. August 26th. And do they need to pre-register or just come to that first meeting, or what's probably the best way to do this?
So either way, if they want to we can register them that night of the first meeting.
Okay.
Or there's a couple of fairly easy ways to pre-register, which is great. It kind of helps us get organized.
Okay.
They can call, and I think we said this before we were on the air, but just to clarify, this is not a Christchurch thing.
Yes.
We meet at Christchurch. We use the Christchurch building, but it's churches from all around town. But they can call our Christchurch office at 575-623-4110. The ladies in the office will help them register. Or Kelly, if you'll tell them about Facebook.
We have the evening class has a Facebook page, Roswell Community, Roswell, I wrote it down over there, Roswell Evening Community Bible Study, I think is what it's called. And
okay.
One of the things on that Facebook page is a QR code.
Okay.
And you can scan that with your phone, and it will take you right to the place to register.
Okay.
And so you can pre-register. On there, it does ask for you to pay a registration fee, but it's not required. Anyone can come, whether or not they can pay the
Money
registration.
is not a hurdle.
Exactly right.
If you don't 2 nickels rubbed together, it don't matter.
That's exactly right.
Neither did Jesus.
That's exactly right. Exactly. I think Bono with U2 said, "The God I know isn't short of cash, mister."
That's right. And then, of course, the women's community Bible study will begin on August 27th. The morning sessions from 9 to 1:15 or 11:15, and of course you have your Thursdays, the online at 6:30 as well too. Same kind of deal. Can they just come to that first class, sign up? Is there pre-register? What's probably the
They can
best
do
way to
either.
do it?
I would say you do need to pre-register for the online class because we can't get a link to you to join the group if you don't register.
Good point. That's why you're in charge.
But I think that the folks that will join an online group know how to do the tech side on registering.
Gotcha.
But anyone else can just show up.
Yeah, so come and be a part, like you said. Now, don't worry if you missed the first session. That doesn't mean you can't come to the second session. We'd love to. You'd love to have you start at number 1, but whenever you jump in.
That's right.
And if you miss a week, don't worry. Come back the next week, and we'll be doing it. We'll catch you up.
Absolutely.
Is there any information we missed that we wanted to share? Anything we wanted to cover that I spaced on or didn't get a chance to talk about?
There's childcare in both classes. I don't know if you said that, but
Okay.
so bring the kids.
Well, that's not a problem either. No excuses.
Do y'all have? You got an English second language core group?
We don't this year.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking you did last year. Okay, sorry about that.
Well,
okay.
Anybody want to volunteer to help out with us? We can bring that part back. Reach out to the class.
That's right.
Exactly.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate
you.
it. And
This is wonderful.
anything else we can do, let us know. And appreciate everything you do. And we don't have to do this again next August. We can do it sooner than that if you want to. So.
Well, thanks.
See you in January.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
You bet.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. It is 8:56. Let's pause for your Red Apple market update and a quick break before news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. The most experts yet think that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates soon. Treasury Secretary Bessent, one of the moderating influences in Washington, wants them to cut rates now too. And the S&P 500 hit another record high. GE Appliances, now owned by the Chinese, says it'll invest $3 billion in the U.S., says it will invest $3 billion in the U.S. to make refrigerators and stoves here to avoid tariffs on China themselves. Retailers say families have been buying back-to-school supplies earlier this year to try to save money. Walmart and Target both say they've lowered back-to-school prices. When mortgage rates came down a little last week, mortgage applications increased immediately, especially for refinancing. Mortgage companies say more people are taking cash out of their home that's gained in value, and they're using the money to pay down high interest rate debt or to make large purchases. Amazon stock rose when they announced they'll start free same-day delivery of fresh foods to Amazon Prime members in some areas. But CNBC says they still wouldn't sell Costco stock. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hey Roswell, trade up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less during the final days of the summer clearance event at Roswell Ford. Right now, save big with clearance prices on new Fords with 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Your friends at Roswell Ford make upgrading to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less super fun, super fast, and super easy. If you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to free you from your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, because we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We will be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. Good morning.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. Rich Thomason. The home of alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades plans to open a second immigration detention center. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says it will be housed at a state prison in North Florida and will be launched with 1,300 beds, although state officials say that number could be expanded to 2,000. Alligator Alcatraz, meanwhile, is the subject of a court fight. President Trump is warning his Russian counterpart of severe consequences if the bloodshed in Ukraine does not end soon. The warning comes ahead of tomorrow's Alaska meeting of Mr. Trump and Russian President Putin. And President Trump says he has spoken with Ukraine's leader.
We had a very good call. He was on the call. President Zelensky was on the call.
European leaders also attended the virtual meeting. The president said he hopes the Putin summit will lead to a second meeting between Putin and Zelensky.
It's going to be a very important meeting, but it's setting the table.
Zelensky told European leaders that Putin is bluffing about seeking peace. Donald Trump later warned of very severe consequences if Russia doesn't end the war. Greg Clugston, the White House.
President Trump says he will be asking Congress for more time, requesting an extension of federal supervision of Washington City Police Force beyond 30 days.
We're going to want extensions. I don't want to call national emergency. If I have to, I will. But I think the Republicans in Congress will approve this pretty much unanimously.
Some demonstrators took to the streets of D.C. yesterday protesting the president's attempt to restore law and order to the capital city. Fierce storms pounded parts of New York and New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania last night. Flooding reported across the region. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are mixed. The Dow is down 98 points, while the NASDAQ trading 3 points higher, and the S&P 500 index currently 2 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Both China and Japan are commemorating a World War II anniversary, but as correspondent Ken Moritsugu explains, they're doing so on different days.
This year is the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. In Asia, both Japan and China will mark the anniversary, but on different dates. For Japan, it's August 15th. That's the day that Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's surrender in 1945. But it wasn't until September 2nd, 18 days later, that Japan formally surrendered on board the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. China has designated the following day, September 3rd, as Victory Day. It is holding a major military parade with tanks, missiles, and fighter jets in Beijing. Japan's ceremony on August 15th is a more solemn one to remember the victims of the war.
Find more details, news, and analysis at townhall.com. A big appliance manufacturer is moving more production to the United States.
GE Appliances says it's investing more than $3 billion to expand U.S. operations. Part of that will involve shifting production of refrigerators, gas ranges, and water heaters out of China and Mexico. The company says it expects to add more than 1,000 jobs and modernize its U.S. plants over the next 5 years. The first phase will begin at plants in Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. Most of GE Appliances production is already in the United States, but the plan will transfer more work to domestic plants. I'm Ben Thomas.
An official says 3 sheriff's deputies injured in gunfire while executing warrants in southern Virginia were shaken up, but otherwise are okay. The suspected gunman's in custody. The deputies all appear to have been wounded by shrapnel, none directly hit by gunfire. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Still wearing my shirt inside out. That's how I roll.
Still rocking the trend.
Actually, I'm waiting till everyone leaves so I don't have to expose my man boob to everybody.
It's funny. I was changing my shirt in my living room a couple of days ago. Rhiannon comes out of my room. She was hanging out in for some reason.
Yeah.
Jerk. She gets the room with the good AC. But I was changing my shirt. She came out and did one of these. I'm like, I know I've got boobs, but it's okay for guys.
Sort of.
Make it fun. Yeah, no, it's not exactly like, a misnomer of great health.
I'm just waiting for when we're sexy again.
Oh, man breasts?
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
Well, there was a minute where, Let's just say the bear ruled the world.
Well, yes. That world also lent itself to an excessive amount of body hair.
That is true.
Which I am not willing to adhere to. I actually, and this has only ever happened to me one time, but I had a young lady balk because I wasn't hairy enough. Like I don't exude. Like she had an obsession with Bruce Willis.
Oh.
And
well, he went bald.
He went bald, but the hair just migrated.
Yeah.
It's everywhere else.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll take words.
I have a relatively, bald back, and rather proud of that actually. But she was upset because I didn't exude that back hair or whatever.
She liked George Animal Steel.
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
Him? He had a full-on coat back there.
Yeah.
No, I have chest hair. I have no back hair.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see my legs. I only have leg hair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have hairy legs. I don't have.
That's because he shaves because he runs.
I wish people think. My wife
Mm-hmm.
rubs my legs and she's like, I'm jealous. She does this to me all the time. I'm jealous you have smooth legs. It's like, well, I don't shave them ever. And they just don't have hair on them.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's just the way God made me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I have hair like on my chest and
I got a thick V.
That's right. Now that I'm in my 50s, it's right here in my nose and on ears, either coming out the hole or hanging out. I get them on the little outer lobe here. I'll get that errant hair that it's like it's not there, and then one morning it's 2 inches long.
Right.
And it's like, what happened?
Well, and also it's like a different consistency. Like I get these in this is such a weird segment of this program. I get these in my eyebrows.
Yeah.
Those thick, like you could tow a Chevy.
Yeah.
With the thickness of these eyebrow hairs.
What's his name? Andy Rooney had a whole eyebrows. Both of them were just full of those.
Oh, it was Caterpillar.
And he never trimmed or whatever. And I would probably have that if I just left them to go.
Yeah.
Like I literally just.
But Mike threads.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can totally tell.
But they're not like bushy, but if you let them go, they get wild.
Yeah.
Like it's like all of a sudden they're like, hello, hey there, how you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you absolutely tapped on something with ear hair. And for me, it's like right on the edge of the hole. Edge of the ear hole.
I get that, but I also get them like on that outer cartilage that's like on the outer rim of your ear.
Yeah.
That's where I get them a lot. And it's like, where did this come from? And it usually it'll be like right here and it just sticks off like this. And then I'll hit the light certain way and I got this whisker that's just coming off my ear. I'm like, where does that thing come from? Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we'd like to welcome you to Grooming with the Boys.
That's right. You remember Busting with the Boys? We're grooming
with the fellas. Yeah, it's become its own battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is but the good news is now that like my haircuts are cheap. I literally just when I get tired, I'm all right.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Then I'm done.
Just run the little race car over it one time.
Good to go.
Have you nicked yet?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it hasn't been recent. But then again, I don't bick. Like I did a couple times at the beginning, and I'm like, this is really not beneficial.
It's not a convenient way to.
I mean, unless people just touching your head all day, which they aren't.
So
by choice?
Does your particular brand of shaver prevent nicking?
That electric one, yeah. I think you'd have to be trying really hard to cut yourself.
Well, I do. I'm trying to make my my suicide a little less obvious. He bled out, but only from the top of the head.
Yeah.
How long was he here? 47 hours, turns out.
Well,
he's a long time.
Problem is, when you do get a head, it bleeds like a sieve.
It's true.
Facial and head wounds, they bleed like stuck pigs. I don't know why that term came to be, but that's what it does. So.
This is kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. One of the things that has bothered me not probably, but way more than it should for most of my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene in The Simpsons where Homer is showing Bart how to shave.
Okay.
And he talks about how you take a little piece of toilet paper and you tear off a little square to put on the spots that you've nicked
bled,
yourself.
yeah.
What bothers me so much about this scene He tears off a perfect square. A perfect little itty-bitty, like
that's
this
impossible
big square.
to do.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
I have tried over and over in my adult life to tear off a perfect tiny square of toilet paper, and he just does it. And that's bothered me so much as an adult.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't do it.
Portions of my day have gone to thinking about that scene and just getting infuriated with.
Yeah, it's impossible to do.
No, you cannot tear a perfect square of. If you can, show me how.
I haven't done that since military days, where I had to have the toilet paper. And, 'cause since then, that's when I had to shave on the regular.
Then the aftershave.
Yeah, but since I've been out of the military, I haven't shaved in the regular since. I'll never forget, like, morning one of basic training. That we were up all night, and they put us to bed about 3 a.m. and woke us up about 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
And they basically woke us up, screaming, beating the cans, the whole nine. And they basically said, you got 2 minutes to get ready. And to see 40 men at 12 sinks trying to shave with, you're not allowed to have like real razors.
Oh, really?
All you're allowed to have are like those big disposable jobs.
Okay, yeah.
And those aren't the best razors.
Oh, yeah, no,
for getting good close shaves.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a murder scene on them mirrors and everything. When we got done, blood was everywhere in the sinks all over because people's faces just looked like they were making out with the Edward Scissorhands or something. Man, it was just bad.
Blood in the barracks, the basic training story.
That first day was brutal, and I look at it now and laugh. It sucked at the time.
That's the whole thing is a bad day leads to a really good story.
That was the day that, because they're basically that first day. Once you're processing, when you're not like in processing, going and getting shaved and shot and put in the uniforms and more shots and all the other things again, they're kind of. I think that's my phone call.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
On that note.
Yeah, we'll have to tell that story later. Let's do a weather update and quick commercial, and then we're going to talk with Carlos from Old Crow Productions. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. We'll be back right after this.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be right around the 100-degree mark by afternoon and lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear, lows near 70, and then we get sunny skies and hot temperatures again on Friday. Looks like upper 90s for the entire area. We'll start to see some moist air getting in on Saturday and Sunday, so we could get a few afternoon showers or thunderstorms, mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Love, when true and deeply felt, has a way of overflowing, spilling beyond the bounds of mere expression into action, sacrifice, and presence. It cannot be confined to words or gestures alone. It radiates outward, touching every aspect of life. Love overflows in the way someone listens attentively, in small, unnoticed acts of kindness, in the patience offered during moments of frustration, and in the unwavering support through seasons of struggle. It multiplies rather than diminishes, creating a ripple effect that inspires others to give and receive more freely. This abundance of love is not limited to romantic relationships. It can be seen in friendships, family bonds, and even in acts of compassion toward strangers. When love overflows, it softens hearts, bridges distances, and brings light into even the darkest spaces. It is generous, unselfish, and often unspoken. In its truest form, love overflows not because it has to, but because it simply cannot be contained.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel as Betty's.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
Introducing a whole new vibe at Lulu Salon and Day Spa. Step into luxury with our all-new Japanese head spa, a revitalizing scalp treatment that combines deep cleansing, soothing massage, and aromatherapy to relax your mind and rejuvenate your scalp. We offer premium facials including 24-karat gold, pomegranate, and caviar for that radiant glow. We specialize in color, hair extensions, hair loss treatments, microblading, and laser hair removal. Visit us at 3020 North Main Street or online at lulusalondayspa.com, where beauty meets relaxation.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion. Unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning from Old Crow Productions, we have Carlos Gonzalez joining us, talking about big two-day gun show happening this Saturday and Sunday out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Good morning, Carlos. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, good morning, Mike.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us here on the radio. So got a big gun show this weekend. Talk a little bit about some of the things you're going to have set up for at the fairgrounds this weekend.
All right, Mike. Well, get this. So we haven't been to Roswell in, I don't know, it's been well over a year, maybe even 2 years, all right? And ever since the last time we were here, my phone has been blowing up once, twice a day. I mean, it's getting crazy. And I didn't know when I was going to come back to Roswell, but my staff was telling me, like, look, you're getting all these calls. It's been going on for over a year. You got to do this. So here we are.
Back by demand.
Back by demand. I've never had a market call like this. So what you're going to find at our gun show is you're going to have some very nice stuff, some high-end scopes that are reasonably priced from Osprey Optics.
Okay.
You're going to have ammunition, not just a little bit of ammunition. I know you go to a gun show and you got guys there and they got, these little totes and you maybe have like 5 boxes of 9mm, this kind, that kind, whatever. No, the guy I got coming in, he's bringing in pallets of ammo. Pallets, man.
And that's usually the harder, like when it comes in terms of folks and buying guns and things, it's these day and age, the ammo is the harder get right now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's always been something. I mean, because, you don't have really anything out here to compete like a Bass Pro. I mean, you've got the big 5 up the way. But this guy comes in even cheaper than a Bass Pro. So, I mean, you don't got to drive a long way to try and save a few bucks.
Nice. So stock up, and that way you're good till your next trip to the range and you blow it off.
Exactly. And he always carries all that hard-to-find ammo, because I know you got people out here, they got their little quirks, their 6.5 Creedmoor, PRCs and stuff. He's got the 50 AEs. I mean, just a wide range of stuff.
Sure.
We're going to have go ahead.
I was going to say, sure, and your timing's pretty good, because, generally, a lot of the hunting seasons start opening up here in the fall and stuff, so now's the time to get ready for hunting season, too, I imagine.
No, you're exactly right. And he reassured me he's going to have a lot of hunting rifle rounds, and that was something he wanted to make sure that he brought up for this trip.
Good deal. And then a lot of personal protection stuff, too. If you're looking from anything from, like you're talking about the scopes, but, handguns, but body armor, there's pretty much anything gun-related that is at the show, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, if you're just looking to protect your house, your kids, you're trying to get them something light that they can, carry around with them when they go to the park, or something for your wife. And I'm not talking like a gun for the kids, of course. I'm talking other personal protection stuff, because they do have multiple levels over at our gun show. Different things from, batons to, those what are they called, the pepper ball guns,
right?
To even stun guns and stuff. So I mean, it's not just per se for guns; it's all around protection. If you're in security, I know that New Mexico, they have a lot of security out here in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they outnumber people in a lot of places like Albuquerque, where I hate to go.
Yeah.
But in any case,
a little easier down this part of the state, I'm guessing.
What's that?
I said it's probably a little easier for you to set up shop down in this part of the state as opposed to up north.
Oh, Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But what about like because I know a lot of people like say for like gun storage, but like quick access gun storage for like they have a lot of different equipment that you can own that will allow you to safely store your gun. But if you need it by your bedstand in a moment, you can access it. Is there stuff like that available too?
Yeah, we have some vendors. They have those safes that go off your fingerprints.
Yeah.
They have some that are the little tiny ones you can store inside your truck and stuff.
Okay. So concealed carry folks, if you're looking for different ways to do that more comfortably and safely, I'm sure there's lots of accoutrement to help out there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's the biggest conversation I have with people that do concealed carry. The conversation, hey, how do you carry yours? And then everyone's got their own little way that they carry it and how they carry it. So if you're looking to try to change that or update it or looking for something, you might want to make a trip out to the fairgrounds this weekend and check it out too.
So we also got something a little special, all right? You're talking about carrying a gun here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got Freedom Protective Gear that's coming on down here. Now, if you're not familiar with them, this is nice. That's a nice company out of San Antonio. Now,
Okay.
what these folks do is they will actually custom make your holster to you.
Oh, nice.
So you bring in your gun. Let's say you have accessories on it. Maybe you put raised sights on it. Maybe you have a light on the end.
Okay.
I don't know, a red dot on the top, whatever. In any case, they will go and they will mold the Kydex completely around, custom to your gun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And when you put it onto your hip, let's just say it doesn't fit right. Maybe you got something digging into the side on one side and it's smooth on the other. Tell them. They'll sit there and mold it just a little bit more and make it so it rounds just perfectly to your body.
That's perfect. So you literally get a customized, holster that fits your body, fits your gun exactly, and it designed for you and what you do. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, and he's got cool designs, a lot of them that represent basically the armed forces and different stuff. But if you're a woman and you're looking for something, he does have those Chanels and different.
Okay, so we can bling it up a little bit, too.
Exactly.
Bedazzle. Well, and I know that's, that's a lot of folks, they love it's like, hey, I want personal protection, but I like when they get look good and have the accessories or add that nice pearl handle or whatever, you're due to the, a lot of people like that. And, that's more, I think, for not only the avid shooter, but the collector too. Because a lot of those folks are like, hey, look, I don't have a gun. I have a gun collection. And that's part of that. So if you're looking to keep that up. Oh, yeah. I think a lot of gun owners are, you want, because you get your first one and then you're like, oh, I could have got that one. And then you go get that one. Next thing you know, you got a safe full of them. So I know the bug.
Yep. And then it's not just that one particular Glock. Now you got to get the one that it's all painted. It's all done up just for you. Yeah, I've got a few of those Nintendo ones and different assorted stuff like that.
Do you ever shoot them though, or are you too afraid? You're like, no, I don't want to dirty them up, man. I don't want to. You know what I mean?
I have some that I won't shoot, and I have one that's my EDC I carry on my hip. It was a custom made. It's a Louis Vuitton Supreme one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that one's all laser etched and everything. It's a white and black, and that thing was gorgeous when I first got it, but I EDC'd it, and so now it's it's got some wear on it, but it's still gorgeous.
It's a pretty gun, but it's a workhorse. That's what it's.
Absolutely. And I've shot it. Yes.
That one you have, but yeah, and I get that sometimes because, well, and let's face it, you get certain collector's pieces and things, and you're like, nah, that's supposed to go over the mantle. That's not supposed to be shot. You know what I mean? And so, and I get that.
Exactly.
You got to respect the history there a little bit too. So, but if you're looking for all that, come on down. And of course, you guys are having giveaways and all kinds. Like you guys are going to have giveaways throughout the weekend, drawings, raffle drawings. So you could walk away with some free swag too, not on top of just great discounts on ammo and guns and accessories, but you can get some free get some swag bags and stuff too.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to be around town. If you see me, see my truck, go ahead and you see me stop somewhere. I mean, don't run me over. Try and brake check.
Don't accost the guy.
Don't brake check me.
Yeah.
I got stickers and goodies and stuff with me. So yeah, stop me around town. Come say hi.
Absolutely. And again, it's going to be this Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 5. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturday, and then Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's all going to be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. There is you guys are kids under 12. They get in free. If you guys are offering special discounts for first responders and folks in uniform and things like that too.
And retired military and active military.
Yeah.
Free at them.
So come on in and to take advantage of those savings. And like I said, find huge savings on ammunition. That's a big one. I'm thinking a lot of people are going to come out and look to stock up on ammo, and if this is the weekend to do it. And I'm going to take a stab that Saturday is going to be different than Sunday. It means that because these vendors are there all weekend, and so they're going to have their supply out Saturday, but then they'll restock, and I imagine there might be a few different things on Sunday. So you might want to try to catch both days if you can. That way you can kind of see the whole variety of what each of the vendors have, because the whole idea is to sell stuff. And so if you're looking for something particular, you probably want to get there early. But if you're,
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Some of these guys will have special runs, and they'll have that AR-15 that's under market value. They'll only have maybe 10, 20 of them or so, and they're going to go fast.
Right.
They want to be in like the first hour,
Yeah, those special deals, those are special for a reason, and guess what? You're not the only one interested, so early bird gets the worm on those kind of things. But
well, the best thing about the early bird, bud, is on Saturday. I shouldn't say this on the radio because now you're going to have everybody flock there. First 100 people through the door, there's a door prize. It's usually ammunition.
Oh,
no
nice.
ammunition this time.
All right. So spoiler alert. First 100 people through could get win some ammo here. So please. And I'm sure you're all thinking, I can never have too much ammo or not enough ammo, So, because you're going to go buy a couple cases and might as well get a free box or two while you're there as well too. So,
Exactly.
Yeah. And do you guys that do like black powder and all that stuff too? So if you're looking into some more of the hobby shooting, like black powder or some of that stuff, do you have guys that have stuff special for that?
Yes, and reloading. We have a few guys that come in that do reloading and the black powder.
So if you're into that kind of thing, they got the equipment, or maybe you wanted to. I'm sure there's a lot of people that spend money on ammo. It's like, man, I got to learn how to reload and get the stuff to do it here, and save you some money over the long haul there. You'll be that guy collecting shells at the range when everybody's done.
I'm still that guy. My garage is covered in buckets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's got a bucket of brass somewhere. Absolutely. But it's definitely something you wanted worth check out. And like you said, and with hunting season around the corner, don't forget holidays will be here quick too. So if you're looking to get Christmas gifts for those gun owners on your list, I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff you can, especially in the you're thinking, okay, they got their guns covered, but man, some of the accessories, some of the maybe one of those scopes or something, that would be a perfect Christmas gift for someone like that too. So your only problem is you got to hide it for 2 months until they gonna, so they don't get it early or anything like that. But this is the weekend to do it. So
I want to stress something, y'all, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We're not your average gun show. I know in the past, and this is what made me get into the industry, is whenever I'd go to gun shows, it would be kind of just bland, kind of stale aired, maybe cigar smoke in there, and you'd have these old men just staring at you, scowling as you're looking and trying to figure out if you want to purchase something or trade them out. They're not giving you the time of day. They don't feel uncomfortable. They're busy eating their donuts or whatever.
Right.
We're not that. I have reamped and changed the way the gun shows run, particularly mine. So we are very much interactive. We want to educate. We want to teach. We want to make sure that the next generation takes on the sport.
Sure.
So we stress the value of family. So we have kids 12 and under are free.
You want to make it a true family experience.
Exactly. And we want to bring them in. We want them to know what the guns, really do. Like sometimes I'll even have like props there, missiles, rocket propelled grenades, stuff like that.
Sure.
And I'll have adults walk up. Oh, can I take a picture? Can I hold that? I'm like, no, man. It's not a museum. It's not. It's not props.
Right.
No way.
This isn't I know the action movies are fun and cool and everything, but in real world we don't do that.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I see a 5-year-old walking by and their face is lit and they're looking. They're like, oh my gosh, I only seen that on Fortnite. You know what? I'll stop them and say, come here, Mima. Come get a picture. Hold this on your arm right here. Tell Dad to get a picture. Put that all over Instagram. All right, it's just for you. I mean,
and you just made that kid's day.
Dude, that kid's going to be talking about me on Monday when he goes to school.
Absolutely.
His whole class is going to be fed up with him by Tuesday hearing about the stupid RPG.
But I also love, too, that it kind of combats the thing we talk about, because at the end of the day, and this is the debate, gun owners have had since guns have been around, is that, the guns are a tool for the thing. We can have all these conversations about banning this and banning that and whatever the heck everyone else wants to do, but it's a tool like any other tool, and it's not, the problem is not the gun or what the gun can do. It's the education. If you've got the family and the kids growing up around it and knowing it's a part of their lives and working it in its proper, safe ways, guess what? That's how it's supposed to be. And you're not going to see all the issues that we see in the world. Those go away when you have safe gun handling people that are around guns, that are educated on what to do with them, what not to do with them, how to treat them, once all that happens, then you'll see the other problems go away. And so I kind of dig what you're doing here when you're talking about these kids and families and bringing them in, showing it, yes, it is cool, it is fun, and it is sure. You can have an amazing time in the sport of firearms or home protection or whatever it is if you're trying to do, but at the same time, it's all about doing it the right way. It's no different than playing football or anything else. Football's fun, but if you're not playing by the rules of the point of the game, then you're just, what are you doing, And so it's no different with guns. Right. And so that's what I love about this is you're taking that stigma out of it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And creating a thing of information education as to, the dark boogeyman stigma thing that guns do get associated with. And unfortunately, that's the people part, not the gun part. So I love that you're knocking down that wall a little bit,
I appreciate that. Like I said, it's just, I looked around and I saw it was a dying breed. I just saw it was very uncomfortable when I was going to these gun shows when I was a kid, and I was like, man, we got to turn this around. So bringing the youth in, that's been a phenomenal thing. I mean, when you see kids, dude, I was in Albuquerque one time. I had a little kid come up to me and goes, hey, you that guy that does these gun shows around town? I said, yeah. He goes, and this kid's 11 years old. He goes, is Black Hat Manufacturing coming back to the next one? I'm like, what? Kid, you can't even buy one. You can't even buy what he sells. Let's talk here. What do you know? And he's telling me about these guns and how they're better than any other gun on the market because they make, AKs, and he's going off. He knows the owner and all this stuff. I'm like, wow. And his dad's just sitting there quiet as the kid's just running and having like a 20-minute conversation with me about guns.
That's amazing. Good for that kid. I imagine he's going to have quite the collection when he's able to.
I imagine.
Yeah, he might be your biggest customer.
I hope he's one of my friends, man. I hope he's sitting here calling me for advice.
Right?
Should I give it or not?
He might be a dealer the way he's talking. He might come down and might be owning a gun shop at some point the way he's talking. But
yep.
Good for him.
People that make that argument, like you said, about the guns and stuff. Again, we're trying to educate, and get past that stigma.
Yeah.
I say anybody who's against like guns and against anybody not seeing them as a tool, go spend a day in Albuquerque.
Absolutely.
The first time you get carjacked, the first time you get mugged, the first time somebody holds you up at gunpoint,
absolutely,
you're going to be a believer and you're going to be in my show.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's it's almost like you have it so you don't need it, if that makes sense.
That's exactly it.
It's one of those things, and to be honest, there's the technology and how we do it, and like if you go and New Mexico is one of the few states that it is relatively easy to we can open carry. As far as gun laws go, we're blessed a little better than other states of the union. But that being said, exercise, you're allowed to. Let's do it properly. Take your concealed carry classes. Come to the shows like this and get the equipment so you can safely and properly conceal carry and do these things. You'll exactly this. Do it the right way, and that's what this is all about. So, come check this out. Come, provide your own peace of mind, and here's the thing is hopefully you never ever need it in those situations. The only time you ever shoot this thing is when you take it out to the range or whatever, and you go and, for proficiency and practice and everything. Because that's the thing too. If you're a gun owner, you do have to shoot guns, because if you're not proficient with the tool, then why have the tool? So,
exactly. First chance you shoot the gun, you don't need to be scared.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't
about your ears.
Yeah, you wouldn't go buy a saw and not know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Or you wouldn't buy a hammer and not know how to use it. The gun's no different here. So
exactly.
Yeah. So come out again. 2 big days. It's going to be this Saturday, this Sunday, from 9 to 5 on Saturday, from 10 to 4 on Sunday. All happening out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Like we said, kids 12 and under get in free. Special discounts for first responders, police, and folks in uniform. They're going to be giving away prizes throughout the day, throughout the weekend. The raffle ticket booths, like you've already let the cat out of the bag. First 100 in, they're getting a chance to win some ammo right out the gate, and that's going to continue all throughout the weekend here. But if you're looking for everything from military equipment style stuff, anything gun related, there's probably a vendor that's devoted to it at this weekend's gun show. So come check it out. Come ready to shop and get big discounts, stock up, and do all that. This stuff gets so expensive, so you can, and I get it. Next thing you know, so invest and save a little money now, because you buy it piecemeal down the road. Next thing you know, you paid 4 times what you normally pay for it. So
yeah, and you know what? Come on out, bring the family. Saturday, I'm going to be out there doing pictures with the kids and stuff. I'm going to have some props and RPG and stuff. So I think it's going to be from like 9 to 11 or so. So
okay.
If you see some crazy guy out on the highway by the fairgrounds walking around with an RPG,
good deal.
That is me. Come
Excellent.
Get some pictures, bring the kids.
Absolutely. And of course, if you want, you can look online too. I had it on from. Is it oldcrowproductions.com? I can't remember the website off the top of my head.
Yep, that's me. Old Crow Productions. That's Crow is the bird, so oldcrowproductions.com.
Yeah, go there, and then you can read a little bit about, check out the history here and see. And so I got to say, I know we're here this weekend. Do you already have like plans for down the road next year? Do you already got dates booked or anything like that we can, tease us on?
Yeah. So if you actually watch our website or watch our Facebook, it's going to be at Old Crow Productions. You're going to see we have some new shows that are coming up. We got Fort Hood coming up right after this.
Okay.
We have Albuquerque coming not too long after this, which I'm definitely excited for that.
Good deal.
And then we have Las Cruces that should be coming up fairly soon.
Do you get I'm just curious, because I imagine here you probably don't get too many issues and stuff, but I imagine you get into other states and things where gun laws are a little bit different. They probably kind of clamp down on you pretty good at some of these shows, huh?
All right. I wasn't going to say anything, but I don't know if you guys will allow me, because I don't know how political you get.
I got you.
So I helped build another business prior to this.
Okay.
I was with a business partner. I took him from one city to 36 cities in 6 states. One of those states just happened to be the wonderful state of California. Which, they were trying to chase gun shows out. They've been trying to put guys like me in jail. So here we are. I finally break into the state, get my first show into there. We got cut through the red tape. We had the San Diego Sheriff's Department help us out, had their lawyers even help us fight. Again, they used their lawyers to help fight and get us back into the state.
Wow.
Which was phenomenal.
That's
it was
great.
Awesome.
The demand wins sometimes.
Yes. So here we are. I'm at my first show in San Diego, and I get a call on the radio, and they're like, hey, we got some guys looking for you. I said, what are you talking about? They said, get on up here. I get up there, and it's these 2 guys, and they introduce themselves. I don't think I can say their names. I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
But they said that they are with the Department of Justice, and they don't get alarmed. We just want to be friends, Mr. Gonzalez. Most people get scared whenever we come and introduce ourselves. We just want to be friends.
That doesn't seem alarming or unnerving. Does that happen?
No, right? So then all of a sudden I started noticing at my shows certain individuals that were coming in different kinds of clothing.
Wow, they were scoping you out, huh?
Totally. And at one show, I'll never forget, this was Escondido, California. It's my last show there, okay? So we had this convention center, and across the street was a Fuddruckers, I believe it was. So starting at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, I noticed there was a white truck parked out there, 2 guys out there. I'm like, well, maybe it's the kitchen crew. They're going to go over there and cut some onions and get the burgers ready for the day, whatever, right?
Right.
No, they're sitting in there for hours. I'm like, what are they doing? Finally, the driver gets out, goes over, and he has a cigarette outside of the truck. I was like, that's got to be a department vehicle or a rental vehicle.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little interesting.
Uh-huh.
Not that I care, because I'm not doing anything wrong. So then later, I'm walking, and the staff from security at the convention center come up to me and say, Mr. Gonzalez, you're late for the meeting. I said, what meeting are we talking about? He says, you got that security meeting with the Department of Justice over in the corner there.
Oh.
Oh. You're right. I am late. Take me there now. And sure enough, they called on the radio and said I wasn't supposed to be at that meeting. I was like,
Whoa.
Friends, right? Friends, guys, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So for me, I don't care because I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, you're just honest businessman. Yeah.
So the videos you've seen on me online, that's what sparked all those videos. We're
Gotcha.
walking around with the shirt with the RPG. I mean, I don't know if I can say it on you guys' show. I don't want to disrespect you, but obviously you know the context of the shirt.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's where it all came from.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Cool. This is it. This is that. I think people understand. It's like you're trying to do business, and let's face it. It is just. There's always someone trying to shut it down, even in the land of the free and the home of the brave. It does happen, and I look at this as I know, like you said, yeah, it gets thing, but it's all good exposure. It's kind of exposes what. Yes, this is why you question your government sometimes, because if you don't, they're going to run roughshod over you.
And you said it so beautifully.
Yeah.
The exposure.
Yes.
Because again, I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And I stood out there and put my cheese in the wind.
Yes.
And everybody saw it. I got arrested for it. They had to drop all the charges on me because they had absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it made me a big thing in Texas, New Mexico,
Sure.
Arizona. Like it brought my.
It kind of blew up in their
new
face a
level.
little bit. They're trying to intimidate you and scare you out of the business, and it actually drummed up more business for you.
You got it right on the head, man. You have it right on the head. I have people that are coming out of the woodwork to help me. I'm
Yeah.
like, where were you before? They're like, I didn't know about you.
Yeah, well, they forget. You'd think they'd learn that lesson. Americans love to rally for the little guy. You know what I mean? That's what we do. And when you start bullying on the little guy, the people are going to rally to the little guy, and that's exactly what happened here. That's cool. So, well,
I
good.
couldn't have asked for a better experience. It was worth the time in jail. It was worth the blood, the cutting on my wrist from the handcuffs.
Oh.
It was worth all the turmoil, the lawyer I had to pay. Every bit of it was worth it.
Yeah, well, it's and just looking at life lessons, sometimes what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's kind of this was one of those instances for you. I'm thinking, where they tried to beat it down, but I came out bigger, better, stronger, and better equipped to do this job. So
That's right. And you know what? I'll still get on that dang corner with the RPG. Screw 'em.
Especially, hey, I need to boost business. Let's do this.
That's exactly right. I'll tell them, officers, I've been to this before. I'm begging you take me in.
Right. It's a win for me, regardless. Well, good deal. Well, come and meet Carlos himself. He's going to be, again, here in Roswell this Saturday, this Sunday, the Old Crow Gun Show, happening at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Kids 12 and under get in free. Police, first responders, folks in uniform get discounts as well. Prizes given away throughout the weekend. If you're looking for gun-related stuff, guns, ammo, scopes, the concealed carry stuff, everything associated with it, you're going to find some vendors with top-quality merchandise. And like you said, this is high-end stuff. This is the stuff that is 3-4 times its cost if you bought it, say, at a Bass Pro Shop type place. So definitely come and take advantage of it and save some money. Come meet Carlos and bring the kids, bring the family, and come have fun and let them get pictures. Let them create a positive gun experience for your family and come out to the gun show this weekend. So,
That's it. Don't just shop. Come make memories with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything we missed that you wanted to cover that we just skipped over? Or did we catch it all?
You caught it all. I just got one correction. I've been dying to yell it, but it's 9 to 6 on Saturday.
Oh, 9 to 6. Okay. I'm sorry. I have the wrong thing on my piece of paper here. You know what? I have it in the copy wrong, but I think I printed off the old one. Sorry about that. 9 to 6. You get an extra hour on Saturday. Now, don't show up at 5 because that's not going to be enough time. Get there early. That way, and then when you realize it's 5 o'clock, I got another hour. So you're good.
I would appreciate that. I do get hungry.
Yeah. You do like to eat. How are you on green chili? Have you been eating green chili while you're down here?
Dude, I love green chili. I just can't find somewhere that makes it good.
Yeah, I've heard that. I was seeing online, like this year's crops weren't as tasty as some other ones. I was seeing a couple people kind of saying that the chilies this year weren't as flavorful. But I don't know. I'm kind of a gringo. I like them all, so I don't know.
Dude, I can tell. I can tell sometimes in the chilies. I haven't tried. I don't think I've tried this year's batch because I haven't noticed a difference yet.
Okay. I've just been seeing stuff online. A couple people have been saying that, hey, have you noticed it's not as, but I'm like, no, they all seem good to me, but that's just me.
They're probably strict. They caught some bug and nothing tastes the same for them.
That's right. It's COVID.
I wasn't going to say it.
You got COVID tongue. You don't know what you're talking about. Very good. Well, Carlos, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us, and we'll see you this weekend, and stay safe out there.
I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you this weekend.
All right, take care. All righty, you too. Bye-bye. All right, that was Carlos Gonzalez with the Old Crow Productions and the big Old Crow Gun Show happening this Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 6 and 10 to 4 this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. All right, it is 9:48. Let's pause for news, your Hannity update, Cowboys report, and a quick break before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. This week at Artesia City Council, Red Dirt Black Gold was approved. It'll take place from September 11th through 13th. Another request for Artesia Clean and Beautiful for the dedication of the new Eagle Draw Community Mural. That event takes place this weekend on Saturday. The council also directed staff to draft a new sublease agreement for Skydive New Mexico to be at the Artesia Airport during the National Championship air races. The skydiving will be another event new in town during Red Dirt Black Gold. And the council also approved an agreement to receive state funding for 4 projects: money for the Inclusive Park project, renovation of City Hall, and the purchase of police vehicles and a new fire truck. BLM announcing Monday that it's acquired a 240-acre tract of land 7 miles east of Roswell in Chavez County. The acquisition connecting hundreds of acres of adjacent public lands with the Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge. In the news release, BLM conveyed that it intends to build local partnerships to plan and develop the site for public benefit. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Mayoral candidate Tommy Mamdani, or Marxist Mamdani, is only paying $2,300 a month for his stabilized apartment in New York, despite making $142,000 a year as an assemblyman, plus stipends, in addition to however much apparently his artist wife is raking in, because rent-stabilized, rent-controlled apartments are meant for struggling working families or for poor people. You know, it's part of a long-term pattern of liberals. How many times have I said that liberals are only generous with other people's money? And the guy just had multiple weddings that were extravagant. His family comes from great wealth. Why doesn't he give the apartment back?
The Conservative Underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, I've been buying precious metals. Somebody gave me great advice. I'm so grateful every day that I did, and I've been doing it for decades. Every paycheck I get, no matter what, I put aside a portion of money to diversify into precious metals. Now, especially during uncertain times. Remember the 2008 financial crisis. Who do I choose to make my gold and silver purchases with? What company do I now use? Who do I trust? Well, I've been partnering with a great company for 3 years. I am a customer. The company's called Gold Co. Gold Co. will send you right now a free 2025 gold and silver kit to learn more about diversifying with precious metals. Now, this kit from Gold Co. has been a huge help to me. I think you'll learn a valuable lesson. You'll also learn about their unlimited bonus silver offer. Now, you're not going to want to miss out. All you have to do is call, no obligation, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. That's 855-815-GOLD, or go to the website HannityGold.com.
Hi, everyone. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. As we wrap the California portion of training camp and head home to Dallas, we'll hear from a rookie linebacker who says since he was 1 day old, he was destined to play for the Cowboys. Shamar James joins us after this.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
After 26 days in California, this afternoon we're finally heading from Oxnard back home to Texas. One of the Cowboys rookies who made the best impression this first month of camp is linebacker Shamar James. The former Florida Gator grew up in Alabama as a true blue Cowboys fan literally since day one.
I was born into this world of Cowboy fan, so since I was 1 day old, my brother told me actually that my uncle, he used to always just make him sit in front of the TV to watch the Cowboys. So I think that's kind of where it grew, and it kind of like just spread along my family like a wildfire. So it was extra special for me.
Shamar makes his AT&T Stadium debut Saturday night in the preseason home opener against the Ravens. It kicks off at 6 o'clock Central here on your radio home for the boys. With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be right around the 100-degree mark by afternoon and lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear, lows near 70, and then we get sunny skies and hot temperatures again on Friday. Looks like upper 90s for the entire area. We'll start to see some moist air getting in on Saturday and Sunday, so we could get a few afternoon showers or thunderstorms, mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The latest inflation update looks at wholesale prices. The government reports producer prices surged last month, rising 0.9% from June and 3.3% from 1 year ago. In light of that report on producer prices, Wall Street's benchmarks, the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P, opened lower this morning. Shares of Deere & Company slid 7.5%. after the heavy equipment manufacturer cut its forecast despite beating Wall Street's third-quarter sales and profit targets. Deere's sales and profit from a year ago, and the company cites near-term uncertainty in its earnings release. Tapestry, the parent of Kate Spade and Coach, saw its shares tumble more than 6% following a weak outlook that disappointed investors. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
For the first time ever, the National Championship Air Races are touching down in Roswell, New Mexico. From September 10th through the 14th, witness the world's best pilots battle it out in the fastest motorsport on the planet. Vintage warbirds, cutting-edge jets, aerobatics, and family fun, all against the stunning New Mexico sky.
3, 2, 1.
Get your tickets now at airrace.org. Don't miss this high-octane spectacle.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. That's about going to do it for us for today's show. If you missed any part, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. You can click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel and find all of our interviews there. This morning in the 7 o'clock hour, we had Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. With her was Mark Green from Harvest Ministries, talking about the Heritage Dinner, Beacons of Hope, as they honor some great organizations in our community. That event's coming up here on the 26th. They have extended the RSVP for meals on that through Monday of next week. Thanks to Peppers for allowing to do that. But anyway, we have that conversation available there. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had the Community Bible School folks join us. They've got some coming up here next week. They start their next session for Community Bible Study on Psalms. That's what they're covering in this term's lessons. And then, of course, just a few minutes ago, we had Carlos join us from the Old Crow Productions, talking about their big Roswell gun show this Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday, out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. That's going on there. So we talked to all those folks. Again, you can find all of those interviews at ksvptv.com. Just click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find them all there. Don't forget, also, too, airrace.org. Get your tickets for the National Championship Air Races. They're coming up here pretty quick. You can find those at airrace.org right now and go do that and check that out. Also, don't forget, coming up on the 18th is the Chaves County Community Job Fair, 8 to 4 at 1 St. Mary's Place. Don't want to miss that, too. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. The Alaska